wrestle it. Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey. I got you in the corner. Yo, come on, dog.
Oh, don't act like you don't creep on my Instagram.
Let's go. Let's start it up, Al.
I actually hadn't ever until yesterday.
You told me you did.
What's up, everybody, and welcome.
Oh, were you lying about that too?
Welcome to Flagrant 2 No Easy Buckets analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. Okay, we are here with a very special and spicy
We don't
episode.
got water to cooler talk today.
No,
we got
no.
tea.
We have lots of
We got tea.
It's tea talk.
It's tea talk.
Tea talk
It's
today.
tea time.
I'm going to introduce our illustrious guest in just one moment, and we're going to get to the bottom of this story. But this is a story, a tale, if you will, as old as time. Do you know what I mean? It's no different than the Capulets versus the Montagues. It's no different than the cats versus the dogs. It's no different than capitalism versus communism. Really, this is a tale of fuckboy versus thot. And who will prevail? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? History might repeat itself. We're not sure, but right now, we are here. We are here. Obviously, Akaash Singh in the building, AlexxMedia in the building, and we also have Mouse Jones and Jax.
Hello.
Jax, how do you pronounce your last name? There's apostrophes and that kind of shit.
Dell'Osso.
Dell'Osso. Jax Dell'Osso. Make sure you speak into the microphone.
Is it good?
Pull up into the seat a little bit more. Come on. It's okay. Don't be afraid of it.
I don't want to touch it with my mouth.
You're fine. You don't have to. You've done enough. Okay. So, I wasn't.
Oh, your laugh is like nails on a chalkboard.
Okay, guys, let's just set up what is right here. Now, what had happened on the last Brilliant Idiots podcast. You look great, by the way. I like the outfit. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
That was a good Brilliant Idiots episode.
That was such a good Brilliant
People
Idiots
were saying
episode.
best
They
of the
love
year.
it.
They were saying best
a
of the
lot
year.
of people said it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I read that it was terrible, and they asked him not to come on ever again.
Okay, listen.
Whatever.
Not everybody's going to be happy, right?
I'm just saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't even agree on who's God.
No, we can't.
So, I don't think we have to
This
agree
is
on.
a good suit, Andy.
Thank you
This
so
is a
much.
good
We
You know what I
agree
mean?
on the suit.
We agree on this.
The
suit
suit is great.
Are we just gonna flatter
You
each
gotta
other
leave it
for
on. You gotta
45
leave it on.
minutes?
Should I leave it
You gotta
on?
leave it on. This is
Okay,
good.
I'll leave it on. I mean, it was getting a little hot in here because what's going down. But this is a beautiful suit. I just want to say, for the record, my pocket square is attached to my suit.
Yeah,
Okay, this is not an expensive
Did you
suit.
get that from Zara?
I did get it
I
from
knew it.
Zara. That's how I do. I
I
don't
knew
play
it.
around.
I love Zara.
Anyway, some of us, put an effort in today to get dressed up,
Yes, not me.
but it's fine. Now, I just want to say, on this episode of Brilliant Idiots, which I was highly entertained by Akaash.
I was listening to a little bit. It's great.
Such a fun
fantastic.
episode. Mouse has come onto this podcast before. Now, Mouse is a very proud man, and one of the things that he's very proud of is his incredible, I would say, Kobe-esque dedication to the black woman.
Kobe's a good athlete to use.
Kobe's
Kobe's a good athlete to
Kobe's a
use.
bad athlete. Can I see where you were going with this? No?
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I would say
Kobe's
that
bad on so many levels.
you
for this. I don't like this.
you might be a mouse, but you have Mamba mentality when it comes to these black women. Okay, you love these black women. You said, I think, on this very podcast, you said on Brilliant Idiots, you said you would never, under any circumstance.
I don't know if I said
Akaash.
under any circumstances, but yes,
Well,
I said I'd never.
that's what I heard, but sometimes you mishear things. It's okay. We're all humans at the end of the day. We make mistakes, don't we? Don't we make mistakes? Okay.
Oh, we make
So
mistakes.
we do make
certainly
mistakes,
do.
don't we?
Much worse
Okay.
than
Maybe that's what this episode
Yes.
about is about righting wrongs and learning from our past mistakes. But
Yes.
we will get there. The point being, on this episode, Mouse said that he had never been with a white woman.
Wait, you're not saying it correctly. Pronounce it correctly, please.
White, a white
There's an
woman,
H
right?
after that,
A
doesn't it?
white woman. He said that. Now, he had said this prior to us on an episode of, what do you want, her to come closer to me? Come closer to me. Don't lean in because we want to get you in the frame of everything. And you can go out wider just in case because there's going to be movement.
There's gonna be movement.
On this episode,
I got a box.
on this episode, he said, and he had said this on this episode that he had done with us here on Flagrant 2, that he had never been with a white woman. Now, I found this incredibly shocking. One, because he grew up on Long Island, where white women are bred. They're farmed there, like tilapia. Okay?
I don't eat tilapia.
No, well, you eat white women, apparently.
You do eat some.
That would include plural.
You don't eat.
That would be there's an
Nah, you don't eat tilapia, but you do dabble in whitefish every once in a while. Put a little on a bagel. You like a cod? Get a little smear on a bagel.
I don't like the term smear. I don't like the term smear in this.
Are you anti-Semitic also?
No, Jesus, this is fun. We're having fun.
That was a joke.
I know, but it's a little serious right now. Okay, it's fucking Hanukkah. Jesus Christ.
It is Hanukkah.
You know, if
Happy
there's 1
Hanukkah.
week, we could take it off. So, look, ready? Now, the investigative journalists we are here on Flagrant too.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Alex,
second.
I don't appreciate how hard you're laughing. To be honest, I don't think you need to laugh that hard. To be honest,
Investigative journalist.
Investigative
Yep, there it
journalists we are here on Flagrant too.
There it is.
We have, we decided to take it upon ourselves to do a little research into Mouse's past and figure out if he's always kept the same energy, right? Akaash is very capable investigative journalist. Alex, very capable investigative journalist.
Alex is not.
Alex
Not at
works in law enforcement.
Alex is not a. Alex.
I don't know what that
worked
has
in
to do with
law enforcement and
anything.
got locked up. You
That's
know,
fair. That's fair.
That's terrible.
Maybe he's not the most capable, but he tries. He's hard.
I do try. I do
He's
try.
trying.
I do try.
He's trying. I think I found one. Okay. We come across a beautiful young woman named Jax that Mouse says that he had prior relations with. And Mouse says, but she's not white. I go, Jax, that name sounds familiar. That name sounds wildly familiar, Akaash.
Oh yeah.
It turns out that we are familiar with this girl, comedian, Jax Dell'Osso.
Yes.
Jax Dell'Osso. And I have a sneaking suspicion, because I have spoken to Jax before, I would say we are colleagues. Would that be fair to say?
That would be fair to say.
I always thought Jax was Caucasian through and through. 100%.
Jax is either a white woman or a black dude in Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
In terms of her name, yes.
Yeah.
But I looked at that last name, Dell'Osso.
Oh, that is an Italian last name.
Seemed very Italian to me.
You can always tell it's Italian if it ends in a vowel. I've been told by other Italians. So Dell'Osso.
Has to be. But
Yes.
sometimes Latinos have end in a vowel. So we had to do a little bit more research.
It is weird because it's a weird Spanish kind of last name also
okay.
because my family's from southern Italy, so it's kind of mixed in.
Some might
there,
say
yeah.
the black part of Italy. Just saying. Mouse might be scot-free here still.
I mean,
That being said, start to look into it, and it turns out Mouse has admitted to what we at least believe is not only hooking up with, but having quite the tryst. Some people would say.
It seemed intense.
I would say a tryst where feelings were involved.
I think
a
so.
connection was made with a white girl.
I still feel the feelings,
Extra
to be
H's.
honest.
I feel it a little bit in this room too.
Yeah.
I mean, Mouse is on his phone. He's trying to
I'm
ignore
looking-
what's
he
going
is
on.
hiding.
But he is
Looking up the
hiding
meaning
from
of
his
Chris.
his
I want
feelings.
to make sure when I.
You can't have hate without love. You know
That-
what I mean?
honestly-
and there's a lot of hate in the room, and I know what's underneath the hate.
What is it?
a private.
LOVE.
I think there's some LOV. What I said
That's
to
not
Mouse
what-
what I said to Mouse on Brilliant Idiots is sometimes thou doth protest too much, and the people that are constantly, for
private
example,
romantic
making
rendezvous between
gay
lovers.
jokes all the time. A lot of times they're hiding deep down inside that they might be gay.
Oh, yeah, Trish.
Somebody who's out here making jokes about how he doesn't sleep with white women all the time. Maybe he's a closeted white woman lover.
Oh.
Oh, my Lord.
Maybe.
Oh, my Lord.
Preach.
I'm just saying that closet door looks a little bit see-through right now.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I think we can peer in.
He orders his Wonder Bread off Amazon.
Oh my Lord. I don't know what that meant. But it sounded
They're gonna hate it.
It sounded scathing.
sounded very scathing.
Scathing.
There was some love behind
She's one
that
of the
too.
ones they gotta warm up.
Okay.
But once she warms up, she's good.
She's gonna be good.
What
She'll
happened
be
to your
fine.
ears, dude?
She'll
It
be
looks like
fine.
buttholes. I'm not trying to be mean. That's not a joke. That's disgusting. I'm sorry.
just
It's
do what
so
you-
gross.
Okay,
Do what you're
okay,
here for,
okay.
man.
Listen, okay. Let's stop it.
Ugh, my bad.
You're grossed out, but at the
It's so
same time,
gross.
you guys did hook up. So
Yeah.
that says
I
something
know,
about
ew.
your decision
I
making
know,
as
I'm
well.
disgusting.
So let's go back to the beginning, okay? I want to give you your chance to speak because this story that we told, there's a lot of things going on here. There's the possibility of theft. There's the possibility of unseasoned chicken. There's, I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you.
The
I-
unseasoned chicken is
okay,
worse. Trust
okay.
me.
There's a possibility of unseasoned
Oh my
chicken.
God.
There's a possible. There's a possibility of trash penis. There's allegations of trash penis
Yes.
being thrown out there.
In quality and size.
And
Wow.
also
Oh.
length of time.
Duration of
Yes,
sex.
duration,
Okay,
yes.
wow. So that's like the
Very,
whole.
very
That's
bad.
the whole trifecta.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are
can't
all.
co-
These
Hey.
are all
I can't
allegations.
compete with
These are
much.
all
Pump
allegations.
and dump.
These
Listen.
are all allegations.
Listen,
that
I
being
can't
said,
compete- I can't
that
compete
being
with
said,
much of that.
allegations. Now,
Oh, man.
now, why don't we start at the beginning of this tryst?
Okay.
You said that for a year, Mouse had been not someone that you were involved with emotionally, but rather you claimed a follower of
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
What do you mean by that follower?
He followed me on Instagram. I didn't know who he was.
Uh-huh.
He followed me also on Facebook.
Ooh.
Didn't really speak to him. Actually, I reached out to him because someone hacked his account, which I now find hilarious. But at the time, I felt bad because they posted pictures of his daughters, which still, even if I don't like you, that's a line you just
That's
you don't
fair.
cross that fucking line.
You're a
That's
woman with a
kids.
code.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
do have a slight moral code.
You
yeah.
might hate this man, but you at least respect that the children are innocent.
Children are innocent,
Obviously,
yes.
that's fair enough.
And that I found unfair, so I reached out to him, and that's how we began communicating, because we weren't really communicating like that. And he had asked me out a few times, but I was getting out of an abusive relationship at the time, so I wasn't
Ready to hop right
no,
into
I
one.
wasn't doing that.
Gotcha.
So I didn't go out with him, and then he had invited me on his podcast in June.
This is how long has gone through?
A month maybe.
So,
Podcast was maybe May.
A month of him trying to date you, and then eventually you got out of the abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it June or July? I don't remember. I have to look back on
Summer.
my
That's
Instagram.
fine.
Yeah.
Summer. It was summer.
Yeah.
Gets hot, you know.
It does.
People get testy.
People get crazy.
I'm gonna take Mouse's phone. Akaash gonna take your phone if you don't get off your phone. So look, we need your connection here.
I'm
We need you
here.
listening. I need your phone flipped over and turned over. So here's the thing. You guys eventually you agree to go on to the podcast.
Yeah.
What was the name of the podcast?
He-Man
Women
Hater
Haters Club.
Some whatever.
So you were in this abusive relationship, and then you thought it would be a good idea to go on the He-Man Woman
Oh,
Haters
yeah.
Club
I don't give a shit.
podcast.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll
So
do it.
decision making here is questionable, but that's fine.
Yeah,
We
I'm
can
terrible.
get. Okay.
We've determined this.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. So you go on to this podcast.
Yes.
You establish a kind of friendship with Mouse. Is that fair?
Yeah, the whole episode was about me being a white
Take
woman.
your phone.
It was
Take
the
his phone.
subject.
Listen, I'm
Take his
looking.
phone. Take his phone.
What?
Take his phone.
I was
No,
I was
take
gonna
your phone.
delete the
We're not
phone.
gonna do
Looking.
it. We're not gonna do
I
it.
was looking.
Don't
no.
worry about looking.
Don't worry about looking.
Look at
Put
look
it down.
at this woman whose heart you
Listen.
broke.
Oh, my
Look
heart
at
is
this
not
woman.
broken.
Listen.
My heart's not broken.
Stop it.
Don't
Filled
even
with
start
trash
that.
dick.
Stop
Oh
it.
my
Sorry.
God.
Give it to Akaash.
Look.
Give the phone to
There you
Akaash.
go.
Good. We're good.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're good. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So you guys go on the podcast. I assume you have a good, fun podcast.
Yeah,
And
it was
at this point in
It was
time,
fun.
this is a charming guy that you met.
Yeah, and we went out. We went out after.
He asked you out, or you asked
No,
him out?
we. My friend Hazel, she brought her friend who had a birthday.
Okay.
So we were supposed to go out to PhD, but they wouldn't let us in because he was wearing gym shorts. So
I was wearing sweats.
you were wearing gym shorts and Jordans.
I was wearing sweats and off-white
Oh,
97s. Relax.
Let's go. It's okay. I wouldn't.
Anyway,
I don't think you should be
he was
upset at
wearing
that.
Gym shorts.
That
and
seems
then,
unreasonable. Yeah.
Oh, it was summer. Why were you
That was a
wearing
great outfit, to
sweatpants?
be honest with you. I was like, that outfit's on fire.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But
Right,
they
right.
wouldn't let him in PhD, which
That's
is
fair.
I don't really give a shit. PhD is trash. So we went to Electric Room. And
Gotcha.
You didn't answer his question.
What-
He asked specifically, did I ask you out?
No, I said
So
yes. I
who
did answer his
asked-
question. I
You
said
did?
Who
You
no.
asked who out?
No one asked anyone out. I'm
You guys
telling
all
the
just
story
went
of
out.
exactly. No, shut up,
that's-
Matt,
You
and let me tell the story.
Listen.
Oh my gosh!
Ready?
Let me get my words out.
Let's
You're so annoying.
Let's go. Let's go.
Can I finish the story?
Yes, you're gonna finish the story. You can have
Ugh.
all the time you need.
Great. So anyway, my friend Hazel.
Mouse, this might be a dub, bro.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Okay, so look. So you guys all go out. You're gonna be allowed to say
I did
whatever
answer.
you want to say. You did answer the question. That's right.
Okay.
You guys all go to Electric Room.
Right.
Okay.
Because Hazel invited everyone,
Right.
including his other friend, the photographer who was in the room.
Gotcha.
Literally everybody who was in the room was invited.
Let me
to
stop
this
your
same
story.
place.
One question: is this the photographer that took pictures of you jogging?
No.
It's another.
Moving on. That's fine. That's fine. We need to have him on the podcast. That's your next relationship.
Okay.
That's your next abusive relationship.
Yo, I'm stretching. Get this glute stretch, bro. Get this glute stretch with the lighting. Okay, go on.
So I
hold
can
on one second.
I can confirm this night because I was supposed to meet up with
Gotcha.
Mouse that night.
Gotcha.
There you
We're
go.
just hearing her
Everyone
side right
was
now.
invited.
We're just
It was
hearing
a
her
group-
side right
It
now.
was a group thing.
Good. So you guys
Thank
all
you,
go out
Alex.
as a
No,
group.
but you're not. What are you confirming? Because I'm
Jack,
telling the story.
Please.
So why are you thanking
please,
him?
Please,
as if you're
please,
telling
please,
the story?
please.
I just don't understand. I don't get
Jax,
it. All
you're
right.
not under attack here.
Yes, I am.
No, you're
But
not.
okay.
You've made that decision. All I've
Oh, my
done
God.
is asked you what happened, and
And
then
I'm
you're
telling
telling
you.
us, and I'm listening to you. That's all that matters. Okay? You've not been accused of anything so far. Okay? We're just asking you to tell your side of the story.
And I'm trying
But you're
desperately.
you're upset at your own rendition.
How?
Nobody said what you said isn't real. You just saying it and then yelling at people.
And he's thanking him, but he's also saying my story's not true.
No, he's not. He
No,
never
I
said
didn't
any of
say
that. He agrees with
He just
your.
said I asked him out.
No, he didn't.
No, I
he
did say
said
that.
who?
I did say that.
Oh,
I
you
did
did?
say
Yes,
Well, that's
you
wrong.
did.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
No,
That's
it's not.
wrong.
It's
No, it is
what is
not.
wrong?
Hazel
He
invited us
didn't.
as a group.
She didn't ask you out.
Yes, you
No,
did.
I did not.
Well,
That's
you get to your
ridiculous.
story
It's fine.
later.
It's fine.
We'll get
Oh
to your
my
story later.
God.
It's okay, Jeff.
I should.
Okay.
Oh my! Can we call Hazel?
No. I don't want to call Hazel
I
ever.
don't even say anything. I'll just be
Okay.
like, Hazel, what happened that day?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Stupid.
Hazel
It's
doesn't
okay.
sound like a very fun name. Let's just
Yeah,
go
She's
with
not
it.
fun. She's a politician. I love her to death, but not fun.
Okay. Let's. Okay. Okay. So now, you guys go to Electric Room.
Yes.
How was the music?
White.
was-
White.
it was a white-
He enjoyed it very much, though. He loved it.
Well, he never said that he doesn't like white music.
Yeah.
I did say I don't like white
Yes, he
music, and
did.
I did not like that music at
Okay,
all.
Mouse,
then he
you'll
lied.
get your chance.
We'll
You'll
get your chance.
Then he lied.
Her story.
My apologies.
No,
Yo,
her
wait,
story.
he actually tweeted it, so you can go back in his Twitter, and he talks about how he enjoyed the DJ so much at Electric Room. He actually tweeted it.
Wow.
So you
Okay.
can look it up on Twitter. I know you guys
Receipts.
can do some digging. Go ahead and find it. You can debunk
Receipts.
this lie almost immediately. Look at him. Look at him.
Receipts.
I know.
How
Shares
can you
tomorrow.
not-
You have
Detective
time to
Media?
delete it.
If you don't mind looking that up,
Yeah, you can
Detective
look it
Media.
up. You can actually find
We got
it.
Detective Media
You
on the
can
case.
find it. You can actually find it because
Okay.
I remember him tweeting
That's
about
fair.
it.
That's
I just forgot
fair.
how nice
That's
your
fair.
eyes
Yeah.
were.
That's fair.
Anyway, so we went to Electric Room, and then we ended
She does
up
have very nice
She has
eyes.
beautiful
Very nice
eyes.
eyes.
Thank you.
Beautiful eyes. yes.
flattery, not effective. And
That's fair.
we went to Electric Room.
Yeah.
No one was trying anything. We're just trying to
Yeah.
No,
compliment
no, I
you.
know you're not trying anything, but I just excessive compliments are just why.
It wasn't
one
excessive. It was one.
compliment.
But
Trust
anyway,
me.
continue.
Trust me.
Continue.
Judging by the guys we date, we know you don't like
No,
compliments.
I
we
don't.
know that for a fact.
Yeah.
We're
Not
trying
really.
something
I just
new.
wanna go. I
Okay.
just wanna go.
So now you're at Electric Room. It's super white. He's loving the music. You guys are, I imagine, and again, this is early. It's before you know anything else. I imagine you're making some sort of connection. I mean, I know Mouse is a friend of mine, and he's a very charming guy, nice guy. I like
yeah.
hanging out with him. I could see how a girl would like to hang out with him as well, even as friends at that moment.
Yeah.
Not necessarily emotional, but just as friends.
A very gentle voice.
Gentle guy. He's a mouse. A little mouse. A little mouse. You don't know he's a seasoned killer from Wine Ditch. But
So you know mice started the plague. That's literally
that's
what
rats.
started.
That's
rats.
rats.
That's
This is
And
a
mice.
little mice.
All rodents. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see you as a
They
rodent.
both
bro.
carry the plague. Yes, they do.
You're
Okay,
like a little
whatever.
mouse, bro.
Okay.
Like sneak into
I
someone.
just didn't like the killer aspect.
Yeah,
put
not
on
a
my name.
killer,
Or
not-
wine dance. I didn't like either of that.
Not a killer. More like sneak up on somebody like without them knowing.
This isn't helping.
Okay.
Nothing you're saying is helping.
Predatory? Were you going to say predatory?
Okay. So
See, that's an attack. Anyway,
yeah, we were
continue.
attacking mouse. If anybody. Okay. So you guys are hanging out. Do you guys dance together at all?
Yes.
Now the type of dance you guys are doing, is it like a waltz or is it like a
Hey, well, come on,
salsa?
let this
I
go.
thought it was more of a polka.
It was a polka.
Yes.
But would you say you were dancing in a Caucasian fashion?
Yes, very Elaine Bennis.
Very Lane Dennis.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
You
Is
from
that?
Seinfeld?
Oh, I don't watch Seinfeld.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
hates
yeah, yeah.
Seinfeld.
Oh.
I got
You have
you,
any
though. I
Martin
was with you.
references?
Thank you.
I don't think anyone in Martin would dance as poorly as I do.
What about Bro Man?
Nah, bro, man, I had more rhythm than she does.
Okay, so you don't know how to dance.
I am a dancer. Yeah.
You do know how to dance.
I do know how to dance.
But so
You're
you
just
do
fucking
have
around.
rhythm or you don't have rhythm?
I have a medium amount of
She
rhythm.
does
Okay,
a-
that's
she
fair,
does
that's
a-
fair.
she
We'll get
does
to-
a
we'll get
style
to
of
your
dance
side.
That doesn't call for much rhythm.
There we go.
Right,
That's
right.
fine. Okay. When you said you dance, I don't know if you're still doing it.
No,
but
I used to strip.
you used to strip. Okay. So now you're in this situation with him, Is there some grinding going on? Is there some
We were
booty
like,
against the...
yeah, we were like flirting. I was drunk.
No,
He was
it's the one
sober.
person he said.
He doesn't drink. We ended up making out.
On the dance floor?
I mean, it's a small room. It's like
So in public.
tight. Yeah.
I would
for
say-
an extended period of
Is
time.
that fair to say? Very Caucasian
Yes.
act.
Yes, it
in
is.
the club to do the makeout in
Yes,
the club.
very, very
Caucasian. So
Caucasian.
you were getting caught up in the moment potentially. We'll get to your side, but you were getting he's getting caught up in the moment.
I was too. I hate PDA. Like, it's my. Ugh, I hate it. But I was
So
doing
this
it.
environment was bringing out the Caucasian in both of you.
Oh yeah.
Inherently. Okay,
Yes.
that's
Not
for
in both of us.
Listen, it's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
It's fine. Okay. So you guys are making out. How was the kissing? Was it good?
Yeah.
Good kisser.
Yes.
Good kisser.
Good kisser.
Very good. Okay. And that's an honest remark.
Yes.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm not lying on any of this.
It
This is-
seems like you're honest about
I
this.
am,
Yeah.
yeah.
She has a code.
You
I
have
do
a
have a
code.
code.
Yes.
She has a code.
I have
Okay.
a code.
All right. So you guys are making out. Okay. No, that's fine. You're making out. Okay. Now, when you guys are making out,
Yeah.
do you start to like get wet? Like, what is the?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah. I guess.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
was-
question. I want to.
That's a
I
great,
was
that's
ready
actually
to
a
fuck.
great
I was
question.
This is a good
ready,
question.
I was
That's it.
ready to fuck.
If we're talking
yeah,
investigative
Oh,
journalism,
Okay.
hold on.
So you're
admission.
ready to fuck.
Yeah, I'm ready to fuck.
You're into it. You like this guy.
Yeah.
He's charming.
Yeah.
You have made a decision that that's potentially going to happen. Potentially.
Yes.
What ends up happening at that night?
We went separate ways. He went with his friend. They went back home.
Why?
I had a meeting.
Oh
I
yeah.
had
Yeah.
a meeting at Complex in the morning. I wasn't gonna miss.
Oh, and did you open the door for potentially doing something together that night?
Yeah. Of course.
Really?
I offered.
What'd you say?
I was like, "You want to come with me to my house?"
Oh.
He had to go.
And you said that no, because you had the complex meeting,
yeah.
which I think is a reasonable
Yeah. Yeah.
excuse. This is somebody who's driven, wants to support himself, potentially support a family, already has a family. This is someone you can invest in.
I mean,
Potentially. At the moment.
potentially.
Okay? At the moment. Okay. Who contacts who next?
I don't remember that.
That's
I cannot
fair.
Tell you.
We'll get to it on his story. You guys end up talking again. You end up hanging out again.
Yes.
Where?
Was it the Yankee game?
Mhm.
He
Guys-
invited me to a Yankee game.
Okay. More making out?
No. Well, I didn't know if I was gonna
Hands
go.
on thighs. Did you guys do your own
Any
seventh inning
touching
stretch?
thing?
Anything?
Yes.
Did anything happen?
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah. There was a lot
Anybody
of-
rounding bases? We good? Where are we going with this?
He was the pitcher. I was the catcher.
Okay.
There
Got
it is.
it.
Well, we'd hope.
Yeah.
This would be a whole different podcast.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that would be-
Let us
I
find
did
out.
that podcast already.
That's a juicy one.
Dwight Jones over here.
Howard.
All right.
I'm thinking. Okay, so I was
After
really
the-
late. I came super late. Like I was.
That's fine.
Extremely
we don't judge
late.
you for that. You're a
and
busy girl.
his cousins were there. His two cousins
So
were
here
there.
you're meeting his family
His
now.
family, yes.
Wow.
Well,
How did? Okay, I want to know how his
We'll get
cousins
there
felt later.
eventually. Yeah, yeah.
His
We'll get-
cousins are awesome. They were so much fun. They're really nice.
So you're having a great time with everybody.
Yeah, we went to karaoke after.
That's another.
Their suggestion, not mine. But I love karaoke.
This is a
yes.
third date at this point.
Yeah,
You did,
that-
you
I
did
would
the
call
That
that
club,
counts too. That
you
counts as two.
did the game. You did
Family?
karaoke.
Family.
Family?
Family's a big deal
Man,
for me.
family?
Like I don't let girls meet my
Oh, these are
family
my
that
little
early.
cousins. I don't give a fuck about these pricks.
These are, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that. We'll get to
You don't need to
that.
slander
So
family. You
cute.
don't
We'll
need to
get to
slander
that.
family.
Calling them
That's a bad
pricks.
look on you to
They're
slander
so
family.
mean.
Yeah,
Jones.
don't slander family,
Oh,
dude.
they're so
Don't do
nice.
that.
You know who wouldn't do
No.
that? A woman with a code?
That's true. This
Yeah.
woman takes care of her
Yeah,
family,
so-
I imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Italian.
Okay.
Sicilian.
Okay. Are you Sicilian?
Yeah.
She's Sicilian.
Sicilian.
Well, that's gonna play a huge part in this whole story
She
that
said
we
that
get
15
to. I
minutes
know, but I didn't know. I thought it was maybe Calabrese.
Well, my Calabrese and Sicilian both. Yes.
Sicilian is a very. This is going to be interesting.
shit.
This is going to be
The
interesting.
whole thing is. I can get more into
No,
it.
no, no,
but-
no. We'll
That
get in. We'll get
changes
in there. But
You
this
know how many
does.
white women Alex fucked that he knew
Listen-
what that meant? My man said, oh, shit.
To be fair,
Wow.
he also works in law enforcement with literally 90% of Sicilians in New York City.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
And Puerto Ricans who think they're Sicilian.
facts. An
Not
interesting
forget about
breed.
those.
Now,
Drew.
when do you guys first start to get intimate? When does that happen? Yet another date?
We had sex after that day because we made out in a photo booth, which again, very Caucasian.
yeah.
That's like
Photo
romantic
booth?
movie Caucasian.
Now, do you have the
That was
pictures
my-
to prove
that
it?
was my call.
No,
Do you
no.
have the pictures?
No, I think it was either broken or he didn't have $5. I don't remember which one it was.
Okay,
Might
so
have
this
been-
is
might have been a
two things
mixture of
is-
both.
Might
might
have
have
been
been
both.
mixed.
One
okay.
or two things is broke.
I know I bought my own drinks that night.
So,
Thanks, buddy.
you bought your own drinks that night.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to feel right. Like if you were to potentially put your whiskers out, right? You might feel.
What does that mean?
My pussy whiskers.
No, I mean like a mouse has little whiskers.
Oh, I
So
see.
like you might feel the sensation that there's a man here that might not be filled with money potentially.
Yeah, but I don't care.
You don't care about that.
I make my own money.
It's more about
Yeah.
personality with you. You want someone you can connect with.
Right.
Absolutely. And the connection is strong. So you guys decide to have have
bars.
sex that night
Yeah, we did.
after the karaoke. Can I just ask you a question? What songs did he sing? Do you recall by any chance?
He rapped.
H to the Izzo.
Oh,
Jay-Z.
okay. He rapped. Okay, fair enough. I thought we were gonna get some Taylor Swift.
Rapping
out of it.
karaoke doesn't make it less white, and I need you to know
No,
that.
Yeah. It actually might be
Listen,
more
we
white.
are white.
This is
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
the year that black people appropriated karaoke and
Oh,
made
really?
it a thing. Shout
So
out
wait a
to
minute.
trap
So the
karaoke.
Asians took your breakdancing, and now you're trying to take
No,
their
they
karaoke.
took breakdancing from the Puerto Ricans.
Oh, was that never a black thing?
No, that was the part of hip hop that Puerto
It was an
Ricans.
uptown
Alex,
thing.
can we
Gave
get
to them.
It was
a?
an uptown thing.
We can get a
And
clarification on that.
that's
Okay, that's fine.
majority
Jax,
stand.
you're dressed like one. Can we get a clarification?
This is my breakdance. I love this breakdancer outfit. I feel like very Russian in this outfit.
Yeah, it is. It's Brighton Beach. And it's out there.
Duh.
Okay, so you guys go back that night. You guys make sweet love. This at your
Well,
this at your place or his place?
mine.
Who
mine.
propositioned this
He
time?
doesn't
Did
have a
this
place.
happen?
Well, we'll get to there in a
Okay.
second. So you guys go back to your place. You
Yeah.
live in the city. You live
I have a place in Brooklyn and Staten Island.
two places.
Yes, we
Which
went to
place do
Staten
you go to?
Island, yeah.
Oh, you went all the way to Staten Island.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is
drove?
commitment.
Oh wait, no! What the fuck? Oh my god, I completely forgot about this.
Oh.
He's like, oh, get an Uber. I'll pay you back half. I was like, okay, cool. And then I asked him for it 3 times, and I was like, oh, he definitely doesn't have the money. So I never bothered him again. But
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Can we just keep
That's
that in
fair.
mind?
I'll
That's
fuck with
fair.
Can
That's
we keep
fair.
that in mind though?
Yeah,
I just want everybody to keep
Everything
that.
that's happening,
right there, I want you to keep in
everything
mind.
that's happening, we're going to come back to you,
Gotcha.
and you're going to
All
give
right.
your clarification.
All
You
right.
have to go through the whole story, but just a little
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
of
gotcha.
information you
Ladies
think or whatever.
first.
You know what I mean? Because we're gentlemen
Clearly,
on
you're
this
not
show.
a gentleman,
sure.
Mouse.
We are. I think we've been very nice, don't you think? I wore a suit for you. You think I wore this for Mouse?
you.
Okay. So look,
And he took the Band-Aid off.
I did take the Band-Aid off. Bro, I took it off. I had to. Long story. We'll get to it.
Not that long of a story.
Very
Andrew
short
had
story.
herpes.
Long
Anyway, continue.
story.
Oh, okay.
I did not have herpes. Stop saying this shit. Stop spreading this
What?
misinformation.
It's okay. I think what
No, you
one
did.
in
You
one
had
in
type 2.
1 in 3
Type
people
1,
have
type
herpes.
1, type 1.
Yeah, that's cold sores. Everyone
He
has
had-
that.
Everybody
have-
has
don't
that.
they?
In Andrew's defense,
herpes.
in Andrew's defense, he
herpes.
didn't have a cold. He didn't have a cold sore. It was a hair bump. Andrew had a hair bump. They kept.
I had it's on my fucking chin. Who's this?
That's my homegirl.
Oh, okay. So it's on my chin, but obviously my friends are gonna make this bigger deal than it is. It doesn't matter. Go on. We're continuing.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden you guys go back to the place.
Okay.
You go to your place in Staten Island.
Yeah.
You guys start to make love.
I don't.
No, no.
What
Wait,
happened?
wait,
What-
wait,
no,
wait,
'cause
wait.
I really don't remember. You can say it because I don't
There
know.
was sex. It wasn't no making love.
Where was the
Oh
sex?
no, he makes love. He like kisses and makes out, and he's like
Hold
all
on.
like rhythmy and shit. But he tries. Oh, he tries so hard.
Okay, so let's go. So he's all rhythmy. He's
yeah,
making out.
He tries. Yeah.
Now he
Sensual
also does
love.
feel he also does feel as a black man, like as an ambassador of blackness,
Mm-hmm.
he has to show rhythm to you. Right? So it's like he
don't
was
know.
probably showing you how, he wants to live up to your dreams of being with a
Eh.
black man for the, I imagine, not the first time, right?
I wouldn't say I have dreams of it, but
Okay, that's fair
Okay.
enough. So you guys begin having sex. Is there some, does he go down on you?
I don't remember if he did the first time. But
Okay, not memorable.
The
I don't
first
remember.
time. She
Right.
said the first
the
time.
first time.
The first
I
time.
don't remember.
But you guys end up having sex. Okay. Was contraception used?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's important, guys. Good job. Well done, the both of you. Alex sweating over there.
This wasn't an insecure episode, buddy.
Alex sweating over there, bro. Alex like, man, I wish I had that control. Okay, so you guys have sex. Does he stay the night?
Yes.
He stays the night.
How could he leave unless I called him an Uber back to Long Island?
Did you
That's
call
a
him the
good
Uber
point.
back to Long Island?
No, I think I drive you into Brooklyn the next day?
And then you got onto the LIR, I imagine, in Brooklyn. Or you did
Had
something
something
in
No, he had
Brooklyn.
his podcast or something.
That's fair enough. Okay, so then this continues for how long would you say, you guys making love?
Oh.
What's wrong with this guy?
Having
God.
sex, making love.
We fucked for until he was at the first Side Dish comedy, which was August 15th. That was the day he got me and Ariel roses.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
Interesting.
there for that. So I want to say September, and then we had gotten in an argument because he had told me that he would never come forward about our relationship because I'm white, and it would ruin his brand. So I was like very upset. I was annoyed about that because it's like, dude, that's like, who says that to a human being? Like, I'm not
That's a
even
terrible
person.
thing.
Let's go back. And I just want to clarify this. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to understand. I just want to clarify this. And Mouse, please speak to the microphone.
She knows it's true. She was there for the whole
We're not
thing.
denying
She
this.
saw the messages.
We're not denying this. We're not denying this. But what this does is
Yeah.
it tells us two things. First of all, I will say, so that you don't feel, bad about this. Akaash is an Indian man.
Yes.
He wants to date
An
Akaash.
Indian woman.
Right.
It's important.
I get it. Totally.
We also hear this. They see this a lot in Italian culture. To be honest,
Yes.
when Italians date outside their culture, there's a problem with the family,
Of
right?
course.
Like,
My family's that way. I can't tell. My family doesn't talk to me because of my last boyfriend.
well, he was also abusive.
And yeah, but they had more of a problem that he was black. They would have rather me get my ass beat by an Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Italian.
Alex, it's always funny when Alex gets offended.
You got this Moulignan beating you up when we could have got you some guy named Franco.
Yeah, exactly. They rather a Carmine punch me in the face.
You know what?
That's crazy.
You know what's funny?
Come on.
Oh, that's funny.
fucking hilarious.
This is just reality.
it's
This
her
is
joke.
Unfortunate.
You're
It's not
gonna
even a
laugh
joke.
at
It's
women
her
being
joke.
beat up, so.
Well, I'll laugh
I mean,
at
I
the
can
girl's
laugh
joke,
at
but
it. So
Okay,
You know what's funny though?
yeah.
I laugh at that.
Alex got offended there, but when she said she was in an abusive relationship,
Said
no
nothing.
emotion.
Nothing.
No
No,
emotion.
nothing.
You Puerto
Nothing.
Rican motherfucker. No, I looked to see if the rest of the room took that in like I did. Alex is on his computer.
Oh shit.
You're like, another day.
He's just looking at what kind of makeup covers black and blue.
He's trying to find dude on Instagram. Send him a follow request.
How'd you get away with that?
So,
Oh, man.
okay, so your family is kind of agreeing with his family in a lot of ways, or at least with him, which
Yeah.
is this idea of like dating within your culture.
right.
Did
yeah.
your family know about Little Mousy Jones?
My godmother did. Yeah.
Is your
She's
godmother?
like another one with neck tattoos. Ugh.
Is that code for a black?
No.
Okay.
Your last one also had neck tattoos, but was not black.
No, he was black and had neck tattoos.
Okay.
But I've also fucked white guys with neck tattoos. Love neck tattoos.
Yeah, it seems like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that you love about guys who clearly don't have a day job?
You know what it is? I think
Why can't you text me back? You free?
Yo. Yeah, I like that they're free all the time and
Yeah.
they could be there.
No, I think that's possible. That
No,
could be.
I honestly don't know. I like trash.
Maybe we'll get into
I don't know.
that later.
I'm not having a therapy breakthrough. I don't know myself.
We do a
that
lot
well.
of things here on Flagrant too.
Okay.
But that being said,
You do look like a therapist a little bit.
that's why I dressed up like
Yeah.
this.
Dr.
you know?
Drew. This is
Dr.
Dr. Drew
Drew.
2.0.
I like
There
it.
we go. So look. So here we are.
Yeah, look at this motherfucker.
Bar,
So here we are. It was hot, son. It was hot.
Nah, that wasn't fine.
So here it is. We're there. You guys are having this relationship that at least is lasting a few months.
Yeah.
He's seems to me quite open and honest about the way his feelings are with the relationship. Clearly he likes you because he's going against his code, right?
Yeah.
To me that seems like you really like somebody to be breaking your code. Like
Right.
that's how much you're into somebody, that you're going against the one thing that you're so proud of and you hold dear.
Yeah.
Like this really is Shakespearean in a lot of
Well,
ways.
I agree, yeah. And that's why I did kind of stay with him longer than I would have usually because I did really like him too.
Right.
And he really, he claimed he liked me and he
Right.
acted like he liked me. So I felt that feeling. So I did let it go even though I felt wrong about that. But then it ended up becoming something that really got to me.
Right.
So we were arguing about that, whatever. Because I don't want to be someone's dirty secret. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
Right.
a shitty feeling.
You
And
wanted
it's
this to be?
shitty
You want this to be an official relationship?
I would have liked it at the time. Now that I know who he really is.
But at the time.
Yeah, but at the time, of course.
Again,
yeah.
we're operating just at the time.
Yeah,
right?
yes, at the time. yes.
Hindsight's
And at
always
no point
20/20.
I think you were a dirty secret. Not dirty at all.
Oh, just a secret.
Just a secret.
Okay.
And that's fair
But
because
I felt dirty. It's just how you feel. You know.
it's because you feel in a way not good enough. It's hard to
Right,
not
right,
feel not good enough in
right.
that situation. 1,000%. Absolutely. I think a lot of us maybe have been in relationships like that. Akaash, you even early on, I think in your life, you had a weird relationship with a girl where you didn't know if it was you guys were really together or you weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a shitty fucking feeling,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
It's hard because like I've had boyfriends who I didn't tell my family about right away, and then I was like, it hurt me that they could potentially feel that way,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like, hey everyone, guess who's coming to dinner? It's like I
Good
can't.
reference.
Again, that's
Good reference.
yeah.
It's
What?
a movie about a black guy coming to meet white parents.
I didn't know that.
Sidney Poitier.
I
Guess
literally
who's
just
coming to
said
dinner?
that.
Oh.
White girl brings Sidney Poitier home.
Oh yeah,
white
and then they
parents
redid
don't
it with
know.
Ashton Kutcher. With like Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so then eventually you
Is that
realize
closer?
things are going to start to go sour. You know,
Like
can you
this?
just
Or-
make it wider just
Sorry.
because we're going to move? Just make it wider. It doesn't
My
matter.
bad.
So basically things start to go sour. You start to, I imagine, feel some sort of resentment for the fact that you guys can't be together. He
Totally.
won't fully acknowledge you, which I think is
Yeah.
reasonable resentment.
Yeah.
Right?
And then we were just beefing all the time.
Of course, you're going to beef all the time because you're not getting what you need in the relationship. You're trying to fill that void, right? And
Yeah.
like that void is there, and now you're trying to fill it with him responding quicker, or him hanging out with you more,
Yeah.
or these other things, because you're trying to justify why you're still in this thing that's not giving you enough,
Right.
right? And that sucks. And I think a lot of us have been
Yeah.
in that kind of
We've all been
situation. So you go,
Andrew, that was beautiful, man.
thank you,
Very
man.
poetic.
Thank you,
Oh,
man.
oh
No,
my
I mean I've
God.
been in situations.
Have you been brushing up on your Shakespeare?
I do what I do. You know what I mean? But no, I think all of us been in relationships like that. You're just searching for,
Yeah.
Phil, it's like I think a lot of times we value fidelity because we don't actually like that person.
Yeah. I agree.
So
I've
it's like-
said that before. I agree with that.
I know
totally.
people who are like really into each other, right? They fucking love each other.
Mhm.
And that faith, and they have like a real deep connection. That faithful shit is not as important to them because they know how much they get along, how much they love each other. Don't get me wrong, they're not like go fuck anybody.
Right,
But it's
right.
not like we're gonna break up over this.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
people who don't really get along. They're looking for one thing to justify
Yes,
why
yes.
they're
Like,
together.
why the fuck am I here?
Right. So you guys have something. It's annoying. Clear there's a problem. You probably in this situation should have gotten out earlier because you weren't happy. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, like I was going crazy on him because like he would disappear for like a week at a time, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck you. I'd be
Yeah,
like, fuck this motherfucker. Like call him 300 times in a row
Right.
so he can't use his phone because I'm
Right.
a spiteful Sicilian bitch. Like I am
Yeah.
a nutcase lunatic. I will
I see
fuck
that.
up your day.
I'm
Yeah,
picking
yeah.
up on
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
total bitch, total
yeah.
cunt. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like
wouldn't say
not
that, but-
unprompted, but like if I feel like you're playing me, if I feel like
Right.
you're fucking me over, it's not going to be a
Not gonna
pleasant
be pretty.
experience at all.
That's
for you.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you would probably agree that the
Total bitch.
best way to go about that is instead of revenge is just pulling yourself out of the situation.
I should have, yeah.
Now you're older, maybe more mature, maybe in the next relationship you'll do that, right? You can grab your phone.
Definitely.
You can grab your phone. But listen, we all learn from things, you know. So flip that over so we're not going
No,
to be
I'm
distracted.
watching it.
All right. Let's take a break for a second, okay? Because I gotta tell. Yeah, but we gotta tell you who this is brought to you by.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This convo is brought to you by Fake News at Night. Our people over there, Fake News at Night, Facebook.com/Fake News at Night. Okay, these are some assholes,
Yes, sir.
brethren of the asshole army. They've created this great Facebook show, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, you're not watching hour-long episodes. They're 2 to 3 minute fake news clips, and essentially what they do is they take a satirical approach to any popular news story. So they're not going left wing, they're not going right wing. It's just a funny, absurdist take on the news. We told them about you told you guys about them last week, and apparently their Facebook feed was flooded with the asshole emojis.
Hell yeah.
It was great to see the assholes go support it. And I was speaking to one of the guys who's creating the show, and matter of fact, he heard about the episode that we had today. And he heard, it was Brian I was talking to, and he heard about the episode that we had today where we're going to have Mouse and Jax on, and he hit me up. He's like, yo, we got to get in.
Yeah.
We got to get in. Can that convo be brought to you by Fake News at Night? I said, absolutely. We're going to make some room for you. And so, yeah, this is Fake News at Night. This convo is brought to you by Fake News at Night, supporting the Flagrant 2 podcast, supporting the flagrancy. Once again, Facebook.com/Fake News at Night. And I'm telling you, these dudes are about the flagrancy. They're about the non-PC shit. They're going for it. And matter of fact, and I told you guys this last week, but they use us as an example that there is an audience for all this fuck the PC, fuck these, regulations on everything, cancel Baby It's Cold Outside. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but
Yeah.
an Ohio radio station canceled the song Baby It's Cold Outside, the Christmas song, because they thought it was kind of like Me Too-y and disrespecty.
I
And
didn't
to
even
be
get it.
fair,
Hit it.
there is a song. The song is all about a girl trying to leave the guy's house and the guy saying, don't leave, right? but it's done
my
in the 1950s way where
Oh my
like that's
God.
just how courtship worked back then, right? Not in terms. No, I don't mean in terms of being rapey. Let me just finish shouting out my guys. Fake news. Yeah, well, fake news at night. Your next story gotta be about baby it's cold outside. Let me tell you what I mean by that and why you can't go back. Let me tell you what. So, Brian and the guys over at Fake News at Night, Facebook.com/Fake News at Night. Go support them. Chuck those asshole emojis up. But let me tell you what I mean by this. And I want to see an ep about this baby is cold outside story because this shit is absurd. Let me tell you what I mean by this, Al. Okay. The reason that existed back then, right, is because sexuality was much more or much less accepted, okay, at the time. Now, a dude can be like, yo, stay over, and a girl will say to your face, I don't want to fuck you, right? Okay. Or, okay, I'll fuck you. Like, it's just open. Girls will say that openly, right? At the time, sexuality was looked at as something bad, something that you shouldn't be a part of, right? Okay. So women had to pretend like they weren't into it. This is like the 50s or 40s or some shit like that. It's not like the sexually liberated 60s and 70s. Right? So at the time, it's, hey, you really should stay. No, she's like, I really should go. And he goes, baby, it's cold outside. But this is them both flirting back and forth. I don't think the writer of the song was like, let me write a song about a rape. That will be fun. That's a nice thing to write about. No, he was writing a song about a guy and girl who liked each other and a girl who was like, hey, it might not be appropriate to stay at a guy's house. And a guy going, well, I can't say I'm trying to fuck. It's cold outside? See what I'm saying? It's all about getting around the conversation of sex.
I had never even heard the song, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's a classic Christmas song. I really should go, baby, it's cold outside.
Alex, where you learned this song?
Oh, I did a duet with a girl.
That's his favorite duet.
It was a quartet. You guys and Mouse and Jax.
Kobe's favorite Christmas song. Okay, so gotta bring it back to sports. Anyway, let's get back to this conversation with Mouse and Jax. Thank you to, of course, huge thank you to our sponsor, Fake News at Night. Make sure you check that out. Back to the convo. So, you guys are still having sex throughout this period, and I understand why you're frustrated because it seems to me you weren't very happy with the sex. You thought the sex was quite short. Is that right?
Sometimes. I would say, the last time we fucked, it was like, he like put it in, and he was like, and I was like, was that sex?
Like
what
a
just
lion.
happened?
Yeah, like a hungry lion.
It was like one of those things where it felt like it was like a utilitarian type of sex, like where it was like, I just got to get my nut, and then.
Yeah. National
And also, my
Geographic.
bed is
That's
super
the
comfortable.
opposite
He'll tell
of
you my bed is the
utilitarian,
most
but
comfortable
yeah.
bed in the world.
Yeah, she's a
It's
comfy
so
bed.
comfortable.
that bed is
Oh,
comfortable
it's the
as
best
shit.
bed.
Okay, so you're in this relationship where he's not acknowledging you, right?
Yeah.
That's got to make you feel shitty.
Yeah.
And now you might want to stay in it if you were getting the dick that you needed to feel satisfied.
It wasn't even the dick, because I'm not like a big sex person, really.
Let me get there. As you take your top off.
I'm letting him breathe.
So now you're not getting the emotional support you need.
Yeah.
You're not getting the physical like affection that you need.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like zero affection in this
Yeah.
situation. You got to be fucking furious. If I was in your situation,
I
I'd
wouldn't
be
say
pretty
furious.
upset. Well, no, because you're giving so much and you're not getting a lot.
I felt.
You're cooking.
I felt shitty.
You're a trained chef.
Yeah, I
right?
cooked. Oh my God! Wait.
You cooked him a whole meal.
I cooked him a whole
Oh, she could cook.
roasted.
She could cook her ass off.
So I thought
Yeah.
you said the cooking was
I
unseasoned.
never said that. You asked me what was it like having sex with her the first time, and I was like, when you eat grilled chicken. For the first
I
time.
thought you were truly talking about the food.
No,
No,
that's
I
why I was
never said
laughing.
nothing
That's
bad
why I was
about her
laughing
food.
just now. He said
I
having
never
sex.
said nothing bad about this woman's
All
food.
right, I can leave now. That's all I really wanted to clear up. That's it. I just want everyone to know I can cook a chicken.
Hey, my pussy trash, but
That's
this
it.
chicken bomb.
Yeah, my pussy trash.
No, I
Chicken-
just recently heard this, and he said having sex with a white girl was like eating grilled chicken for the first time. Having sex with was like eating grilled chicken for the first time.
Okay.
Got you. Now, as someone who's tasted all of the flavors of the sea, I can say that that is incorrect. I think I've had a lot of great white pussy and a lot of great black pussy in my life. I believe my sample size is bigger than yours, so you should just trust me.
I can tell by the
In terms
herpes
of
on your face.
absolutely, tons of it. Thank you, thank you guys, thank you.
I told all she had to do. What
Thank
I
you,
said
guys.
earlier.
Thank you,
You gotta
guys.
warm up.
Thank you, guys.
I
appreciate
did
it.
have to warm up. I'm not gonna lie. When I came
Okay.
in, I was kind of shook.
Okay.
I was.
Okay. Here I am, having your back, supporting you this whole fucking
It's
time.
a joke. I get cold
Listen.
sores too. We all do.
Okay. Listen. Well, you got herpes.
I didn't know
don't.
about that. I didn't know about that. They had no flair.
I got a
You're
bump
gonna
on-
know soon.
I got.
What I tell you?
I got a bump on my chin. Anyway, go on. Listen. I got a bump on my chin, bro. As I block. Yeah. A bump on my chin.
Wait, I got a bump on my
Yo,
chin.
Y'all know where this mic is located, right? That shit is strategic, bro. I got all camera angles blocked.
Oh, why do you think I didn't want it to
Oh,
touch my face? I don't want to spread my disease.
Now,
Listen.
Jax, as an expert on the situation,
Yeah.
does Andrew have herpes?
Whoa.
It actually does look like cold sore.
It's on my chin.
Yeah, you can
It's
get
even
them.
close
You
to
can
my
get them
lip.
anywhere around your mouth because I got them since I'm like a baby, and so did my brother. But he used to get them like you.
I'm worried.
When
You know
I
what's funny?
when
Hold
I
on.
got them, I get like a little dot.
You know
No,
what's
I get
funny?
them like once every
Andrew
2
had
years.
a herpes scare and didn't even research herpes. Like, he had no idea.
that's
He's
why-
like,
that's
it's
not
not
true.
on my lip.
That's not true.
Yes.
Yo, that's not true. I told you the story.
What?
I told you this whole story.
What?
Where I went out on this date with this girl.
Oh, yeah.
I went out on a date with this girl and
Yeah, it's
because I googled it. I was like, "What's herpes? Simplex 1." I'm like, what is this on my face?" I go out on a date with this girl, and she's telling me about this guy who like free climbed this mountain. And I hand her my phone. I was here, just Google it. And the last search I had on my fucking phone is herpes simplex 1. So I see it and I snatch the phone back. I was like, no, I'll get it and I'll type it in. I type it in and I'm not spelling it right, but at least the herpes simplex 1 things aren't on the search page. So I give it back to her, but Google's last 2 searches are on the bottom. So I'm just sitting there watching her like sweating fucking bullets, hoping that she doesn't look up in my chin. I'm growing out a soul patch to cover it up. I'm doing everything I possibly can.
Oh, God.
Anyway, point is, back to you guys because it's more important.
Okay.
The sex you say in Twitter was trash. You did say it was trash. You said it lasted a minute. You were really lashing out.
Yes.
We
In
need
the
you to keep
beginning,
that same
Dick size
energy.
I will
slander.
say this. I will be
Dick
fair.
size?
Dick size, I would say it's a medium small.
Sure.
Hey, what?
He ain't a ratty the mouse.
I don't have anything to compare it to. So, yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, it's medium, I'd say. Medium,
Okay.
Very medium. It's a very like a utilitarian dick, like I was saying. It's a
Right.
very like point A to point B, forward focused dick.
I don't know what that word means.
Yeah,
but
I just
sure.
think we should look up the word utilitarian.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
we keep
Alex,
Yeah.
if you could look that word up.
It has a purpose.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
Utilitarian just means it has a purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
pretty.
that's what it means.
Okay. Is the purpose? Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. You're
Gotcha,
amazing.
brother.
Now, is the purpose of this dick to like move shit around in your stomach, or
Oh,
is
no.
it to like just get inside and then get out?
It's not rearranging any furniture. It's maybe just sitting on the couch.
Okay, gotcha. So the sex isn't that good for you.
Honestly, I'll say this: the sex, he can eat a pussy.
Oh.
He can eat a pussy. That he can do.
That's
I
a
will
gentleman.
Say. Yeah, he can do it. He
Doesn't
can
it
do
make sense that a
I've
mouse
been
can
telling
just
y'all
lick a
this.
little cat?
But I appreciate that in a man when he knows he's like, okay, like I'm not gonna be like this is not my thing, but this can be my thing.
That's
like,
why I'm
Right.
a good guy.
Yeah, it's
Right.
good. It's
No, Akash, you're not going to go in the same boat.
yeah.
That's why I respect these
Okay.
hoes. 'cause my
Pat
dick
himself on the back.
you gotta know, you know what I mean? You gotta
Okay.
be self-aware.
So you guys go. The sex is whatever to you, but he can eat the fuck out of a pussy. You're cooking. He's taking the food home. The food is delicious.
He did take a
He
Eventually-
took a plate home.
Took a
He
plate
took
home.
plate
It was good.
Very
from
black.
a white woman's
The
home.
Okay.
sweet potatoes.
Yo, sweet
Right.
potatoes fire.
Great. And then, so what's going on here? You have one hiccup in the relationship, which is he doesn't want to acknowledge you publicly. But
That wasn't
your
the only hiccup.
relationship
That wasn't
is
the
not.
only hiccup.
First of all, this is, I think, a very important thing to distinguish, right? The guy doesn't want to acknowledge you publicly, right?
Yeah.
But a relationship is between you and that person. It's not between you guys and the world. So now you have
Right.
somebody that you guys are with. He loves your cooking. You love the way that he eats pussy. You know, I mean, you guys are getting along. A huge bonus about him is he doesn't beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That's an upgrade. So
don't
this
even
is,
argue.
he doesn't even argue. He just goes away for a week until you can calm down. And then boom.
A week. No, he.
Sometimes
pretty head on.
you need a week.
I would give you a week. Real
You
talk,
need a
I would
week.
give you a week.
It
Spot
wasn't
on.
a week, and also it wasn't just that. That wasn't like the only issue. Like he would literally like not even us fighting. He would just disappear for long periods of time, or not answer my texts for long periods of time, even read them and not answer them. And I'm just like, to me, it's just like, you don't care. So why do I? You know what I mean? Like, why am I putting effort in? It's not. And I would say to him, like, if you don't care about
stealing
me,
money, there's money stolen too.
Well, okay, let me
When
explain.
did the money
so
being
can I pull
stolen
up an
start?
email?
Do we have to? You could just tell me. I believe you.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I have the email.
Yeah.
So he had a live podcast show for his. It was like the whatever anniversary episode, and he
Yeah.
did it live.
3 years, sold out SOB. Shout out to us.
Yeah,
Hey.
a very big accomplishment, and that's why I helped him. I again was proud of him for doing that. That's really great. And
Alex was supposed to shoot it, but he was locked up.
That's okay.
Sorry
Alex,
about
okay.
that. That's
Listen,
terrible.
things happen. We have to get past them. We can't keep
Yes.
bringing up the past all the time.
Isn't this what this podcast is about?
Yes, it is.
Let's, yeah, but
Digging
not
up some-
between
digging
me
up
and
some
Alex. You know what I mean? This motherfucker
You
every
mean,
5
when
seconds.
Andrew left you hanging?
He's
Yup.
upset.
Oh,
Yup,
Andrew
yeah.
left you hanging.
Look at him trying to change the
Y'all
subject.
really
Look
crazy,
at
bro.
this.
The
Y'all
past
really
has a funny
crazy.
way of coming back
When the
up.
white
Ask your
man
chin.
took you across the pond and left your ass there. Oh, okay.
I was just talking over a great
You know
joke.
what?
Fuck
Next
you.
time you get arrested, I'm going
It's
to
all
really
good.
leave you, yo.
It's all
I'm going to really leave you, yo.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm going to really
all
leave
good.
your ass next time so you could see what it feels like to get left.
Ah.
All right?
Then you and
Shit,
Jackson
I
get
did.
along
Y'all
better.
really need to see that, my
Then you and
performance. What is that? What
I
is
said
it?
then you and Jackson get along better.
Yo.
Oh, I've been left in jail. That's another
Okay.
story for another day.
So, because Alex a little salty about this, me leaving. I didn't leave him there. I did everything in my power to get
He
him
did.
back.
He did do that. He
Once,
did do that.
once he left you.
I'm being honest.
I'm not salty.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not salty.
Y'all disrespecting me. I wore a suit. You know what I mean? Like,
Did you go to court and
I wore a
everything?
motherfucking
Yo, the
suit.
look
We've been trying to go to court. I gave a 37-minute deposition in court that
Wow.
freed him because his lawyer's trash and had no defense.
Wait, you ratted?
Wow.
Son, did I rat? I gave the defense
He
for
helped
him.
him.
His
Oh,
lawyer
alright.
used my
took the stand?
defense
He took a stand.
for 37 minutes.
He took a
What?
stand,
Now,
bro.
so you saying you would never rat because you say a lot. You would never do a lot of things,
I'll tell you this, though.
and somehow they end up happening.
Check the paperwork.
All right. So look. Eventually, you pull. So this $300 he owes you.
So, okay, so he owed me. He asked me for $40 for an Uber.
Okay, never
So
got that back.
I cash apped him. He never paid that back, and that was $40.
Next
right?
one.
Which is like whatever.
It's
no,
okay.
that's
It's okay.
There's
Keep going.
two
Keep
separate
going.
Ubers.
Keep
It's
going.
whatever.
Because we got to hurry this up.
Okay,
Go.
I'm sorry. So,
I'm just gonna push you through it.
the three-
$40. Next one. $300.
the $300 was the polo sweatsuit because
You bought him a sweatsuit
he
for
yes,
his live show.
Yes, and he asked and he said, "I'm getting paid right after the live show."
I got you afterwards.
And I got you after the
Did
show.
he ever pay you back?
No, and I gave him, like, I figured he had bills to pay, and I know his kids were going back to school and stuff, so I was like, all right, I'll let
very
him take
nice
care
of
of what
you.
he's got to do, and when he can pay me back. So, like, a
Perfect.
few weeks later, I asked him for it, and, like, he was ignoring me. He ghosted me. He ghosted me immediately, so I went on Twitter, and I called him out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, well, here, dude, okay, yeah, no one, I didn't have 2,000 at the time, I only
Okay.
had, like, 1,000.
Okay.
So, when I called him out, I posted about it, and he was still ignoring me, so I'm like, this motherfucker stole my money from me.
Yeah.
Like, why would he do that? Like, he
Yeah.
literally. So what's crazy is he borrowed the money. He got the sweatsuit, and then he did the show. He FaceTimes me before the show. I was like, good luck, right? Like, everything was cool.
Yeah.
And then I never heard from him again. He ignored
So that was it.
all
Done.
my messages.
This
I'm
is
like,
the first
what
time.
the fuck?
Real quick, this is the first time you guys are seeing each other since.
No. I saw he came and I guess got his backpack from my house. But
Shorty,
rather
you didn't
fair.
ask for the 300 when he came to get the backpack.
I know he's not going to give it to me. I've asked him for it 100 billion times.
Okay,
What
that's
do you think
fair.
is going to change?
So he goes to get the backpack.
Why would you give the backpack back?
Yeah, that's your leverage.
Oh, I
just
don't
sell the
care,
backpack.
I've already,
Sell the
I've
Right?
I've
Like-
parted ways.
100%.
It's a spray ground backpack. It's not worth anything. It's
Okay.
worth like $60.
Boom. So then that's it. He gets the backpack. He's done with you. You're done with him. It's over. The love affair is done. He's back to dating black women.
Yes.
Now,
So we think.
so we
Shout out
think.
to my girlfriend.
No,
Thank
he-
you,
yeah,
thank
he
you,
is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I
Now-
knew he was dating her from when we were still together because he would like come and meet me in her car. I'm like, dude, and he
That's a
told me it
completely
was
different woman.
no.
That's a
Oh
completely
my god,
different
no,
woman.
yo, I was like, I'm like, you're coming to meet me.
spicy.
You're coming to meet me in another girl's car, dude. Like,
Yo,
oh my god.
This is spicy.
He had me meet him in downtown Brooklyn to go back to school shopping for his kids in Target. And then he's like, "Oh, none of my checks cleared." I'm like,
So
"That's
at
why
no
you
point,
invited me here."
so you still thought
No,
this
no,
was
no,
the
no,
guy
time
for
out,
you?
time out. You gotta wait, Akaash.
You're-
What? No,
You don't
can't
remember
pay-
sitting in the food court and me
pay
being
any-
so mad at you because
You paid for my kid's school stuff?
I did not pay for
Oh,
your
okay,
kids'
you
school
just
stuff.
got
You
clear
just
that,
kept
okay.
bringing up over and over again that your checks aren't clearing and you have no money. And I'm assuming you thought I was gonna feel bad because you know the type of person I am. I'm a very generous,
No, I wouldn't have
kind
let you. I
human
wouldn't have
being.
let. I wouldn't have let you do that.
I'm sure.
Okay.
That's a bound. No.
Okay.
That's fair. Okay, so Mouse, you've heard this whole story.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we have to go clear up? Because I want to give you your chance to speak here. We've given you.
Can we
your
clear up
chance
one
to
more
speak.
thing? Are
Yeah,
you
sure.
wearing nail polish right now?
Yes, he is.
I am. Nice little gel manicure right
He
there.
gets manicures.
Okay.
Wait,
Who
hold
gives
on.
a fuck?
Wait, I want to clear one thing up.
First
I'm
of
sorry.
all,
I don't want to interrupt
let me
you.
just pause and just 1 second before, because again, we let you speak, so now it's his time to speak.
Okay, but there's one
No
thing
but
that
there.
hasn't been
Let it- let
addressed.
it-
Okay.
let it- let it
I know. I
happen.
just.
Let it
I don't have
I'm
to
bored.
speak. Can I just ask a question?
Real
I just
talk,
want to ask.
fam.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to ask a question.
No, we'll do it later.
Okay.
Afterwards. Okay.
God.
That big. Don't God. You spoke for an hour fucking
All right,
straight. We let you
fine,
say everything
fine.
you want to
You're
fucking
right,
say.
you're
I don't
right,
want to hear any
Andrew,
yapping
you're-
about
yeah,
it. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. You
God.
try to be nice. You give him a fucking inch. Do you know what I mean? Or in Mouse's case, give him 6.
5.5.
No, that's a strong 6. We're not gonna do
Strong
that.
6.
I got a strong fucking 6. We're not gonna do that.
Okay. At no point when you see him with the manicures and he owes you $40, like at no point are
That's
you
what I'm saying.
correlating. Are you going like,
My manicures are only 15.
yeah, but you've gotten more than one?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So at no point are you like, oh shit, maybe he could spend that 15 on me instead of the.
No, because I assumed another girl was doing it for him.
Ah, okay, that's fair. They're fair. Very
And I'm
smart.
sure they
Well
are.
thought.
Yeah,
well
see?
thought.
That was very
Okay,
fair.
Mouse,
Yeah.
clear up some stuff from the story.
Number one,
Yeah.
just want to say, definitely did not come see it in my girlfriend's car. I was not even
Okay. That's
talking
fair.
to this young lady at the moment. That was another girl's car.
Okay.
Um,
Not your current girlfriend. But
He
we'll
told me it
pass.
was his producer's car.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. We'll get
Thank
back.
you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you. Well, I'll let him speak.
There
I'll
was
let him
there
speak.
was that. That's what I wanted to clear up.
Yeah.
I didn't need, don't need to ruin a happy home. For what?
Yeah, that's
Not with a
just-
lie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that I forgot what she said. No,
It's like,
I really did.
That's
I really
correct.
did.
anything she said that you
That I
think is
remember.
wrong.
Black
Uh,
Honda.
Do you still owe her $300?
Oh, it's such a strong word.
Do you?
Wait. No. No, I'm getting an email. I'm pulling it up.
No,
Let him explain. Just let him
Please,
explain. We
please,
let you
please.
explain everything. He didn't say anything while you were talking. You just said
Now-
his sex game was trash. His dick was small. He said nothing.
Yeah,
let him
dick-
get it
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. You
So
say what you want
no.
about that.
No. Let's go to the $300.
$300,
Oh is
okay.
a strong word.
Oh,
Define.
it's a very strong word.
True.
Because when you're interacting with someone in
Yeah.
a romantic effort,
Yeah.
I feel that when time is being spent, there's a trade, there's a give off,
Right. Right.
If I have to sit through her many manic breakdowns and always
Yeah.
there was literally always a problem, and I'm like, bitch, I don't even fuck with you like this.
Yeah.
So that was where we had the misconception.
So your time is valuable, and you would say it's probably.
Yeah, I mean, you got to chalk it up to the game.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for the flowers back.
Right.
Like, have you ever noticed that when girls and guys break
You
up at any
stole
rate?
them.
Hold on.
That's not true.
Oh
I
my
didn't,
God.
I didn't steal the
Yeah, but he
flowers.
put his, that his life is on
No,
the line.
I didn't steal the flowers.
You know
Yes,
what
he
I mean?
did. Yes, he did.
I would, no,
He
believe
still
me.
stole them for you.
Yeah.
No,
it's like,
I
do you know how
would've-
expensive
You know what I
stealing is?
mean?
If you get
Bruh.
caught, you go to prison.
I would've told
That's
you.
way
That
more
man risked
expensive
life
than
and
I
flowers.
limb
talk about
butthole for
stealing
you.
shit all the time.
Go back.
I didn't steal those
Go back.
flowers.
Okay, so $300. You feel like you've listened to many of these outbursts. You're not
Oh,
getting
my
paid
Lord.
for
I'm
that.
gonna be honest. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, yeah.
If I had to listen to this for days on end,
Yeah, yeah.
thousands of dollars. I feel
Thousands
like
of
I'm
dollars.
owed.
So in
Thousands of
a
dollars.
way,
We're even.
you think you're even as some people
You know
would say
what?
generous.
Actually, we're not even.
Net.
She might.
She's
owe.
a net positive
Yeah,
here.
No.
You're net positive.
No. She might. She's in the red.
She's in the red.
She's in the red.
Absolutely.
She was still
no.
owed.
She's in the black.
How about
black
the
wasn't
dinners?
her.
No,
How about
it's
the
black.
dinners? Those are that's $1,000 dinner.
What that you made for him?
Yeah.
It's chicken.
Well,
How the fuck you make a
it's not
chicken?
spaghetti. No. It's not
$1,000,
It's not
yo?
spaghetti. Like this, the shit she was making was
Yeah.
A1 shit, not thousands.
I ain't
of
never
dollars,
seen a
but it was
$1,000
fire.
chicken, bro.
Yeah.
This might
There's
have
no
been
such
it.
thing as $1,000 chickens.
No. Here goes the thing. This might have been it.
It's that good.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
fair.
better than black people chicken, but this shit was, this shit was right.
Okay, fair enough. That being said, anything else that you'd like to dispute? So you
She
feel
asked
like
me. She asked me out.
okay.
Now
that's fair.
that did happen because
Okay.
when we left the podcast, I had to go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but we ended up. She had to go do a set
That's fair.
uptown.
That's fair.
I had to go somewhere else.
So no great big disputes here, really.
Yeah. The white people club. That shit.
Yes.
I felt like I was getting a lap dance. And I was just like, oh, all right, cool, boom, that's what you do in the club. And then, boom, I'm kissed. And I'm like, it's not that bad.
Right.
I kiss you back.
Okay.
Mind you, at this time,
Yeah.
at this time,
Yeah.
I'm under the impression because I thought Jax was Spanish. Then when she comes on the pod,
Stop.
she
Wait
said
for it,
something
wait for it, wait for
She
it,
said
wait
something
for
on
it.
Facebook or on
Wait for it.
on Instagram, something about being white, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is she?
So
when she came on the show, I was underneath the impression she was white. So I asked her like a whole bunch of times.
on the show.
On my show, I
That's
asked
the
her.
day I
was
met him, mind you, before we went out. This is before we
She's
went
having
out.
a
It's a few
conniption
hours.
fit. Calm down.
Hold on.
It's a few hours.
Well,
Hold
this
on.
is the thing I wanted
Relax.
to talk about because it's the
You could
biggest
take it
lie.
off. Relax. Okay. So you find out during your show
Yeah.
that she's Caucasian.
No, she came. Yes.
Yes,
I
yes,
said
yes.
I said to her.
Yes.
Because the whole time.
Yeah. You did all right.
The reason
you did all right, bro. Yeah. You did all right. You did all right.
We're gonna, hey, if we're gonna climb a mountain, we're gonna go maybe not Mount Everest, but maybe Kilimanjaro, right?
Let's go. Okay.
No, but on the show, like I said, I was under the impression that she was white. So when she was coming on the show, I was under
Yeah.
the impression that Jack was white, and I was like, huh.
You were under the impression she was white.
Right, because on social media, I thought she was Spanish.
So then you
So
found out
that's
she
when
was
I was
white.
shooting my shot. I'm like, oh, what's
That's
up with this
fair.
chick?
That's fair. When do you know for a fact that she's white?
It doesn't come till after the fact because when she comes to the
Stop.
show, when she comes to the show,
Stop.
Listen,
You'll get to
you just
talk
have
in
the
it.
recording.
You'll get to talk in a
you
second.
have to play through it. It's like basketball. You just got to play through
I know.
it. You see the hands.
I
you
know,
just
but
gotta
I'm
take
worried
the
about
charge.
listeners. Okay.
I'm bored.
Yeah. So
So what happens is I asked her. The reason she came on the show was because we were having Mighty Casey. If nobody knows who he is, you
Doesn't
shouldn't-
matter.
Nobody
You shouldn't know who he is.
Yeah, yeah.
He made a song that went on BT Uncut.
It's fine, it's
So
fine.
the song was about white girls. So I was like, oh, it makes sense to have her on.
Right.
So I'm asking her all these questions about being white. I'm like, oh, what's white girl issue, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as we're talking, she says, I'm not really white compared to other white girls or white people. Some shit like that. So I'm like, what? Like I was intrigued.
That's blatantly saying she's white, though.
I said, yeah.
That I'm not
So-
white compared to white people. It just
Right,
means
so if
I
you're
have
telling
black
me
friends.
white
she's
people
not
don't-
white. She's like made by Virgil.
right. And she said,
Right.
That was a fucking great one.
That's what I do.
God damn.
Guys, that's what I do.
God
I'm
damn.
wearing a fucking suit.
That was good.
Let's go.
God damn.
Oh,
that
thank
was
you.
good.
My bad. Okay.
that was fucking
That's
good.
a bar.
Okay.
Oh, that was fucking good.
I think we got the title.
Made by Virgil or
Made
Off-White?
I think made by Virgil.
like
it's
Made
a
by
little
Virgil,
bit more.
but you
okay,
gotta
so
put it
dude,
together,
You got to
like,
put it together,
yeah, yeah.
and then they listen to the episode. They get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you find out during the podcast. No, you know prior to the podcast that she's
Right, but then
white.
she threw me off. Not
the-
purposely. I'm not saying she did it.
You didn't do it to
with
trick him, but
intent.
is it possible that? And we're going to come back to you now. Is it possible that saying that made him feel like you weren't white?
I'm not
Real quick.
100% white. So that's the truth. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying. That's not a lie.
I
My
leave?
mother's
Can I leave?
Middle Eastern.
Can I leave now?
Okay, so
She
come
said
back.
I'm like
said
a
no,
Kardashian.
no, I did not say I'm
Wait,
like.
stop it.
Let's
Stop
play
it.
the recording.
Stop it. Stop it.
Please.
No, we're just talking. This is easier.
Why? This is
because,
not easier.
Listen, it's my podcast. That's why. Okay? So here's
I
the
feel
thing.
vindicated here.
Yo,
About
May-
what?
may
You
I go?
lied.
Shut
you
up.
lied.
Oh, please, Jax.
Damn, fine. I'll leave. Why? And you won't let me. See, this is why I said you're.
You
ganging
spoke
up
for
on
an
me.
hour.
You're ganging
We
up
let
on
you
me.
see everything you want to say. You can go. You can go.
Oh,
Fine.
thank you.
You can go.
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Okay, so here's the thing. And this is exactly what you
God.
said that was going to happen.
Yes, because you're lying. I have the recording. Why can't we play it?
Because you spoke for an hour, he spoke for 5 minutes, and then it was too much for you to deal with, so
He
you're
spoke
walking
about
out.
me for an hour on another show.
But this
Yeah,
is
go
this
to that
show.
show.
It wasn't
This
an
is
hour.
this show.
It was like 25
so you
minutes.
spoke for an hour, so he gets to speak for as long as he wants, and then we come back to you. And if you cannot agree with that, I don't want you on the
I'm
podcast.
sorry, Andrew.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Now.
tough.
Back to what we're saying. So it is fair to say, because my assumption right here,
Yeah.
I thought that Jax was 100% white because I thought she was Italian.
Right.
You were lobbying for not 100% white.
Right.
Because there was some Middle Eastern in there.
I didn't know what it was. I'm just going off of what
But
she
there
said.
are white Middle Eastern people. That's something that's very important
That
to be
is very
said.
fair.
Do you know what I
That's-
mean? Like
that's very true.
Persians come from the Caucasus Mountains. They're Caucasian. There's a
Right.
lot of things. What I would say, potentially, being Sicilian,
Mm-hmm.
I think Sicily...
Sicilians don't really consider themselves white.
Sicily I think had the largest influx of like non-white people and Italian.
Sicilians are supposed to be part black, actually.
That's what
from what I understand.
understood.
Storied history.
That's what I understood. That being said, you can potentially be vindicated.
No, I don't want to be vindicated. I did it. I knew she
Knowing.
wasn't black. That's what I did know.
You knew she wasn't black.
I knew she wasn't black, and I still slept with her. Now, the mix-up here with all the emotion and all the outbreaks that I typically don't pay any mind to is I wasn't fucking with you like that. You wasn't my girl. There was never going to be any time where you were my. So when she started talking about, oh, you're hiding me,
right?
I hide all my bust downs.
Okay,
like
that's fair. That's fair enough. Okay, one thing. Oh, Jax, before you leave, one thing. There is one thing.
Can I apologize and stay for the duration?
You may absolutely do that.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to do that.
I'm sorry. I just can't hear people lie about me. It really upsets me.
And he probably felt the same way when you were speaking
I
for.
didn't mind.
No, I'm just
But
saying.
I wasn't lying. I was telling the
Jax,
truth.
please, just listen to me. Jax, listen. He might have remembered the truth a little bit differently. Is that fair to say?
No, that's not fair to say. I have the recording. I'm sorry.
I didn't say that it wasn't the truth. I said he might have remembered it differently than you, potentially. Right? That's
Okay,
fair, right?
That's fine.
So he might, in those same moments, have felt the same way as you, which is it was being lied on, etc. Right? All I'm trying to say is we're going to get both sides out because I think we're very fair to you and letting you get
I will
yours
sit
out.
here
That's
and
fair, okay?
listen.
All what I'm trying to say is I think you got more or less out what you want to say.
Right.
You acknowledged that you were, seduced by Jax, right? You were seduced by Jax, this girl that you knew was not white.
I knew she wasn't black.
You knew that she wasn't black.
Right.
You definitely knew she wasn't black. There's definitely potential that you knew that she was at least part white.
Yeah, definitely.
That's without a doubt.
Mhm.
But you've never said anything about not hooking up with part white girls,
Right.
right? If a girl was half black, half white, you'd probably
No,
say,
I knew. What's the word do I want to? Do I say it wrong? Sure, I'll say I was wrong because, like I said that
You have positioned
I
yourself as a
positioned myself,
guy.
and I said I don't find white women attractive.
right.
Like, and that was the thing. It was never. I always said I just never met one in real life that was
Right.
attractive.
Now here, if I would say this, like some people are like, I don't like vegan food,
Yeah.
but there are also these chefs that can make this vegan hamburger
Right.
taste just like a hamburger.
Right.
Is that Jax?
A vegan hamburger?
No, is she vegan black?
No, she's not black at all.
But she was
No.
She tricked you enough. She got you there. She hit all those right buttons
Right, she's
for you.
voluptuous. She has she has
Curvy,
a small,
beautiful
she has a
woman.
small waist,
Yeah.
butt pokes out, big breasts. Yeah, and then
Cannot blame you for being attracted to her.
when we're hanging out that first time, I'm like,
Yeah.
first of all, I'm thrown off because I'm like, yo, this is like some white shit. I ain't never been no shit like this before.
Right. Okay, so fair enough. Maybe listen, maybe you're both culpable, and that's fair. Okay? Maybe you should have pulled out sooner because you didn't like what you were in, and that's a lesson you could learn. Maybe you should just fucking ask people if they're you know what I mean? And stop just assuming what Armenia is or whatever. Okay? This fucking guy hears one country that's not America and he's like, nah, she's black. She definitely got a piece of black.
I did not say black.
That's fair.
She's just not white.
This is what I feel, and Akaash and I and Alex have spoken about this, and we think there's definitely some connection here. And what we have done is we partnered up with Blue Chew.
Our
which
good
is-
friends at
our
Blue
good
Chew.
friend at Blue Chew.
Well, I blue chewed the shit out of her one night.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he told me about
Blue Chew.
I mean,
I told Alex.
Oh, Blue
Don't worry
Chew
about
is
it.
the
Blue
best pill in the entire world, and it's only for women, so we can satisfy women, give women everything. What it does is make your tongue hard. So when he went down on you with that good hard tongue, no, but it's basically like a Viagra pill essentially, but it's like cool shit. It's just if you really want to satisfy a woman you like, you take that shit and you just go all night. So that being said,
Some people said it makes your dick grow. So if you couldn't decide if your dick is average or small, maybe it was that Blue Chew night that was throwing you
that
off.
night, you know what you were like small medium. That night when it was medium.
It's definitely me.
That's the blue. So that's what I'm saying. So Blue Chew has
small
caught
in
up
this.
with us. That's fair enough.
I'm sorry, cut your ass.
That's
My
fine.
apologies.
So Blue Chew has come together with us, and we want to offer you guys an all expense paid weekend of skiing.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm
just
good.
first of all, Mouse. It's an all expense weekend of skiing for the both of you. Obviously, you're into the snow bunnies. We figured that we'd send you to a place where you could do your hunting. Now, it is room and board, transportation up there, completely
The
paid
Camelback
for.
Ski Resort.
Camelback Ski Resort.
Can I tell them what they
Please
won?
tell them what they've won, Akaash.
You guys have won an all-inclusive stay at the Camelback Suite Resort, courtesy of Blue Chew.
Ooh, shouts to Blue Chew.
It's real shit.
34 snowmaker-covered trails,
out to Blue Chew.
13 nice and easy green runs because you're not quite used to the snow. 30 Also, Aquatopia, 125,000 square foot indoor water park.
Water park.
You
because-
probably can't swim, but I bet I know who does know how.
I'm actually a fire swimmer.
Okay.
Oh, well, maybe you pick
from
that up
Long
in July.
In July.
Multiple dining options and an adult spa for you guys to get a nice couples massage. The Camelback Ski Resort.
This is all
Why don't
expense
you bring
paid
your
by
kids?
Blue Chew. This is Blue Chew.
This
okay?
is not
I'm
a
not
place.
taking my kids
This is
anywhere
no
that
kids.
Blue Chew is sponsoring.
Listen, that's a great point,
Yes.
and you shouldn't do
true,
that.
true.
Now, this is all expense paid for by Blue Chew, so we got to shout Blue Chew.
Shout out to Blue Chew. Good
Shouts to
people
Blue
over
Chew.
there.
Are you guys willing to take it? Take it. I mean, if you guys willing to take it,
No.
all expense paid. You don't have to do anything there. You just have to go skiing with each other, enjoy it.
She's only saying no because I said no first.
Oh
That's
no,
the only
I
reason
don't.
she's
I
saying no.
don't. I don't want to do that at all. I
Andrew
don't want to
will
be across the
drive
table
you.
from
Oh,
him.
I'm
yeah, we're
coming.
coming.
Alex and I are coming. We're gonna
I'm not
we're
going.
gonna
They're gonna
videotape.
get-
We're gonna videotape the whole
I have a
experience.
whole girlfriend. You niggas crazy.
Listen, your girlfriend
Yeah, you
can
guys are crazy.
just wait.
Tell her,
Just-
no.
just-
hey, tell your girlfriend it's for your brand.
What kind of car does your girlfriend have? Does she have a black Honda?
Fucking Pharaoh.
If she does.
Okay, so what I'm saying here is, it's an interesting offer. It's an interesting offer.
It's a
No,
weird
not
offer.
that
It's
interesting.
an interesting offer. It's everything is totally paid for. It's skiing.
Here goes the thing.
Skiing is
I'ma
a
ask you
great.
this. You've
Get
spent-
out in
you-
nature.
you
Go to
spent how-
nature.
You spent how many?
Go down.
What? And Alex, what's the time? What's the time? stamp
However
right
long
now?
we
Yeah, we
spent.
get it. I'm
107.
annoying. Let's speed
No,
this
it's
up.
not
You're
about
gonna-
you being annoying. Go
No,
on.
no, literally, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You've been with her for an hour and some change.
Yes. Yeah.
You think somebody could pay you to be with her?
I didn't say we would pay you. I
Well,
said it was
clearly,
paid for.
your price is about $300 for months. So, this shouldn't be this is.
and some
this
chicken.
is-
If that ain't some blackest shit.
A polo
For a sweatsuit and some chicken.
It was a polo sweat.
You black motherfucker.
Did it for a sweatsuit
It
and
was a
some
polo-
chicken.
it was
Hey, you
a-
ain't willing to go skiing?
And a
All
Uber.
expenses paid?
And half a
Polo
Uber.
Spa?
It was a polo sweatsuit.
Yeah,
Get
I
out
know.
the city, bruh. Get out the city to the Camelback.
No,
Oh man.
absolutely not.
Can we donate it? Is that an option
They
or
don't
no?
donate. They
I don't know.
donate. It's for you guys to connect
No.
once again because we know there's
Wow.
something
No.
really
He
there.
has a girlfriend, and look at him. I don't want it.
You
You
did.
did.
All right, now
Over
we
it.
gotta
You
stop.
already
Let's stop.
did.
I
Let's stop.
did.
Let's stop.
I
Let's stop.
did.
Let's
You
stop.
did.
Let's stop.
No, I don't mean your
No, no.
appearance. I mean your attitude.
Oh, okay.
That's
Let's-
fair.
Yeah, let's,
That's
okay.
fair.
That's why I thought you guys were a good match. Shitty attitudes coming together.
There's something
you
to be
guys can have a
said.
shitty attitude.
There's something to be said.
As my
So,
friends?
I need to know. This is
No, my
No, I'm telling you, I haven't
Akash.
liked you since I saw that fucking running picture.
the jogging picture. I told everybody that. Okay, so Akash, what do
Wow.
you say? Alex, what do you say? I think
I
we
think
give
it's a
them
great
1
idea.
week
No.
to think about it
Okay.
because
Absolutely.
the emotions are running high right now. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna start getting cold. You might have a snow day, and you're like, it'd be really fun. Sliding down the slopes.
Probably spend it with my kids.
Do you know what I
Or
mean?
my girlfriend.
That's a great
Not
thing.
Jack.
There you
That's a
go.
great thing, but that's not the offer. So we're gonna give you a week, okay?
If you guys don't use this, it's just corporate money.
it just goes
They don't
away.
know what to
Okay.
do with
They'll
it.
Then
find
whatever.
a way to spend
Okay,
it.
you guys are gonna have a week. I'm glad could we at least have a little hug between you guys? Could we at least have a
Please,
hug?
I don't want to touch him. Please don't make me touch him.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to on
Okay,
this
no,
podcast.
I don't want to. I wish not to hug him.
Okay, that's fair. What about a kiss?
Wait, now I'm remembering things I want to clear. Now this whole,
There we go. There we go.
I tend to let certain shit fall off. You know, you gotta be Floyd in this
Okay.
in this day and time.
Go.
But this whole dick is trash mentality. You say it's small or whatever. You say that. I'm never going to argue about the size of my penis.
Yeah, it's a losing
It's,
battle.
You
It's
don't have
literally
to.
what I have.
So wait, hold on. What are you
Yeah.
trying to clear up right
Now
now?
the dick is trash. Now there's literally
I didn't say it was trash. I said it was
you
okay.
said no. You said trash.
You did
and
on Twitter say that it wasn't good.
You said it
that
was
small
multiple
and it
times.
And you also said, and then you also said here it was trash, and you said it was okay. I don't give okay sex. Mind you, there's been a lot before you, and that never has
Maybe
come
it's because
out.
you weren't attracted to me because I'm white.
That could have been it.
That could've been
But
it.
also what it is that's a lie because there's about 40 text messages in that phone of you wanting to give me a threesome.
Okay. Yeah, because I wanted to fuck a girl and not you.
Yeah, no, because you could have did that. There's one.
Not in a threesome.
Give me a second.
I like watching them get fucked. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Guys, it's
You're
a
a
whole
cuck.
thing.
She's a cuck.
Yeah, she's a she-cuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot. Yeah.
Hot.
No.
Isn't that our dream?
I feel like that's worth spending a night at a ski resort.
Okay, we will extend the ski resort trip. You can bring one other girl with you, and then it's a 3 of you.
Is she black?
Yes.
Will she have to watch me and a black girl have sex?
Oh no, you all have to be in the bed together.
Come on.
Actually, yeah.
I took my walk on the wild side.
Yeah. You guys can all spend
I'm here
the night
because of this.
together. You can all spend the night together. You can bring a black girl if you're cool with it. You guys get to go skiing. You can go tubing all together on the snow. You can go water sports.
Now this is we can do.
That's hilarious.
There's mini golf.
No.
There's mini golf.
There's mini golf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Laser tag, ropes course.
Ooh, that's
So
fun.
many sexy things that can go down.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That's the part I didn't like.
Right.
That's the part I didn't really appreciate. Cause now that,
Right.
as someone like myself,
You got a girlfriend.
that's
Who
current.
cares?
I don't care about that. It's currency. Okay, you can't
Of
talk bad about my
course.
dick.
Of course. That's
Especially
why-
if it's not true. If I'm out here giving out trash dick,
Yeah.
okay. But nobody else
That's how
has
I
that
feel.
story. Like,
Yeah.
come on, let's stop. Like,
That's why
Okay.
they do
we
it
have
though.
to, and we also have to get to a point. I feel I'm not a comedian. I'm someone who does a podcast that people find funny. But I
Right.
just feel like I would want my comedians to have like better jokes, just
Yeah.
smarter jokes. Like
Yeah,
there's
I get it.
It was just less.
I
there
think
wasn't a lot
it's-
of effort there.
I think it's less about the effort and more about you don't want your dick trashed openly.
Yeah.
No, if it was good, like we just have to move past a point where that's the first go. Dick was trash. Dick was little.
That wasn't the first thing, but it's fine.
But that's fair. Okay, that's fair. It doesn't matter. We have 1 week on the table. You guys decide. Next week, I will give the response that both of you guys say about this amazing trip to Camelback, sponsored by Blue Chew. Shouts to Blue Chew. I appreciate you guys so much for coming onto the podcast. I think that we had an amazing dialogue, conversation. We learned a lot about you and a lot about what you can change. Right? I think there's things you can change.
What did you say earlier? Remember earlier I asked you guys to remember
Yes.
that she said early on, she asked me, I had asked her, I said, yo, we'll split an Uber.
Yeah.
And I never gave it back to her,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And somewhere later down the line, you would think to give that same guy $300 and expect it back.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want everybody
So
to keep
she's
that in
making
mind.
the same mistake
he's a
twice.
serial thief. That's what
Right.
he's trying to
You're
say.
giving it to me. What is wrong with
I
you?
didn't give it to you. You said you're gonna pay me back.
That's fair.
That's
I'm not-
a verbal
I don't
contract.
Care. I don't care,
Okay.
guys. I don't care. It
Jeez
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Louise.
matter. Listen, we're gonna wrap this up. I think there is one way where at least you admit that you did go after a white girl and that you fucked a white girl and that you think that they're better than black girls.
No,
You said
no,
that.
I never said that.
I
You
heard
did.
that.
I never
You
said
said
that
that.
at
You were
all.
like,
I've never
I'm
said that.
switched on to just white
yeah,
girls
no.
now. You
found-
said something
I found
about
the new
that.
queens.
Yeah, you were
The
like
new Nubian.
the new Nubian. That's what you
No,
did say.
no,
You never said
never said
anything
that.
about that.
I learned
Nothing
my
at all.
Nope.
Okay.
Sure didn't say that shit.
Fair enough. Maybe you didn't say that. See how we mishear things that happens all the time. All I'm saying is thank you guys so much for coming on. I would say, I'll be honest with you, Jax. I was very moved by your story initially. I thought that you had a lot of justifications for your anger. I do. And I thought we were going in here, I thought it was going to be a straight KO. I thought it was going to be a straight...
Well, you won't let me play the one thing that will knock him out.
What is
So
the knockout?
I have the recording of the
You wanna play a
podcast where we
recording
talk
of what I
about me
just
being
said?
white. No, you said that
Didn't I
I
just
said
say
I
that
wasn't
shit?
white. No, you lied
fair,
again.
it's fair. We
No,
already
it's
know-
why
I don't
got
think that's a
frustrated and
knockout.
almost
I think
left.
that's like a jab.
It's
And I really...
It's a jab because you already admit that half of you is not, right? Half of you is like some Middle Eastern
Yes,
thing.
but my mother's she's a white Middle Eastern. So I'm
you're white.
and we talked about being a white woman and being a white woman
Can I
dating
be
black
honest?
men the whole episode. You guys can watch it. It's on YouTube still unless
Okay,
it takes
boom.
it down.
So there it is. So you
No, it's okay. We
knowingly
need to
slept
be-
with a white girl.
I
This
knowingly
happens.
slept with somebody who was not black.
That's fair.
And
we'll
then when I-
we'll say
yeah.
that. We'll all agree with that.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know what? I forgive you.
Thank you.
I can find the Christianity inside me to forgive you for that.
That's really what I look for.
Yeah.
I
and-
don't.
Akaash, you're not gonna.
Yo, Akaash is true, bro. Akaash is true. Akaash only fuck Indians.
right now.
That being said,
That's a good point.
he's got one body.
That's it.
So
And he's not gonna be homeless again. So we better look at it better.
Hey, bro.
Ooh, that was tough.
oh, did we find your herpy?
I was between leases.
that much. Damn sure not gonna be homeless again.
All right, I really thought we were gonna get a KO victory here. It seems like we got a fucking draw.
No, the fuck
it's
we
not
don't.
a draw. He lied, and that's what we're trying to prove.
Well, no, we were
Here's
trying
where
to
it's a
prove
draw.
that he is all about white women, and he's not. Akash, what are you saying? And then let's wrap this up.
I went on the
Neither
points.
of you is essentially wrong. Is what
So
I'm
I
trying to
came
say.
here for a different reason than what you guys were trying to prove. I came to clear my name and to
think you
prove
did
he was
that.
lying about me.
Do you think you did that? I don't think he disagreed with
Clear
anything
your
you
name
said.
about what?
Didn't disagree with anything you said in the story, really, right? No?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. And you pretty much fuck white girls, bro. I don't know how to tell you that.
No.
You do.
Well,
It was one.
No, he.
I
it
mean,
was one.
there's probably others.
Whoa!
Usually where there's smoke, there's fire.
Ooh.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that
Oh
shit got
my
put
God.
out very fast.
It did?
Yeah.
I mean, it was
man.
a few months, but whatever.
Okay, well, listen, I'm finished with this. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming on. I love you both dearly. I think we had a nice, entertaining build-up to this fight. Akash,
Guys,
what are your
if,
final
if
thoughts?
there's things you still want to get out, you still want to clear your name, why don't you record a podcast at the Camelback Ski Resort, talk out everything, and then just see where it takes you. You're in a
I was
nice
gonna-
room, a nice ambiance.
I was gonna say, like, after a tie, what happens?
I think you got to go to the
Rematch.
next
This wasn't a
rematch.
tie. This wasn't a tie.
Now, I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest.
like
I went
a tie
on
to
the
me,
points.
Mouse.
I went on the points alone.
Mouse.
It was a
Mouse.
defensive
You
fight.
didn't-
Mouse.
it's unanimous draw.
Mouse.
Nah,
There's
bro.
no unanimous
Nah,
draw.
bro.
Look, he has
Nah,
to win,
bro.
Alright.
even
Nah.
when he
I
clearly
don't know,
doesn't.
bro.
He didn't win. Trust me,
went
he didn't
12.
win. Nobody's
Oh,
thought.
man,
he
nah.
was
All
winning.
her
12,
punches
Mouse.
fell on the show. Come on.
Listen,
Kobe.
I'm not saying she landed punches, but you didn't really land anything if she's white.
Yeah.
Like, you out
You
here trying
claimed
to...
you didn't know I was white. We proved you knew I was white before you fucked. Boom.
That I thought you were not. I knew that you were not black. That
But now we know that you know that she was white.
right, and I stopped fucking her.
That's
No,
that.
he
2 months
didn't.
later.
No, because wait, can I
The
just...
lie detector determined that was a lie.
He said he stopped his... He knew from the beginning.
I utilized it. My bad. There was the one utilized that I did. I'm sorry.
All right, well, we learned some vocabulary today, at the very least. Thank you guys very much for coming on. Let's pause, and then we get back to
got
actually
some-
talk about some
We
sports.
got some ads to read.
And we got some
You guys
et
don't want.
cetera.
You guys don't want to welcome me to the network.
Oh, my bad, yo.
Yeah,
I
that's so
apologize.
crazy.
yo, I'm sorry.
That
my
is so
bad.
crazy.
Yo, my bad. No, I don't.
Hey, give me that.
Yo, y'all gotta listen to Mouse's podcast, okay? He's got
That
the
shit is
Clubhouse
funny.
podcast. It used
Funny.
to be the She-Man Woman Haters Club.
Whoa.
We're done with that
Used to
now.
be the
He-Man.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
From
Fam.
Little Rascals.
My bad, son.
But that is no longer. It is
That's
now
no
the
longer.
Clubhouse podcast. with
Clubhouse
Mouse Jones.
podcast with Mouse Jones.
Gentrify the podcast name. You getting real comfy with white things, Mouse.
Wow.
Getting real comfy with-
Wow. So, and what you guys review brunch spots in New York? Is that what is it that you do on the podcast? You review brunch, like you go around all the different brunches.
You
and
rate the
then-
best lofts in Brooklyn? Is that what you guys do?
That's exactly what we do not do.
Oh my God, it's so much funnier when y'all talk
No,
less.
it's dope. And then I think every Thursday you guys. No, but like, okay, so and what days the
We
podcast
drop
out?
every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday
Every
podcast
Wednesday
comes
we
out,
drop,
and then
yeah.
Fridays.
White Women Wednesdays.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Astonishing. Okay, so
Yo, Jafar is not gonna get off. Yo, Akash don't look like Scar. Akash don't look like Scar for.
Hey, if you Simba, I know Nala ain't with you. I know you done strayed from Pride Rock, my friend. You're talking Disney. You want to talk Disney?
What have a Scar?
Simba done ran away.
He really looks. I just kept looking at Akash like, who the fuck he look?
She
Scar.
thick like Pumbaa too, fam.
She thick like Pumbaa.
thick like Pumbaa.
I fucked with support. I fucked up. I fucked with support. One black man in the room.
He's Puerto Rican, son. Let him
And
live.
Puerto Rican. Come on, man. Come
All
on,
you do
bro.
is out this man for sleeping with white women. Alex probably feels so good.
Listen, I know you feeling. Yo, listen. All I gotta say is this: I know you feel a certain way right now. I know you feel a certain way about your dick game. I know you feel a certain way about your dick size. I know you feel
No,
a
I
certain
don't.
way about having sex with
I see
white
what you gotta
women.
do.
These types of things. All I'm trying to say is, when you feel this way, Hakuna Matata.
I thought you was typing ad. That's why I shut the fuck up. I thought another Blue Chew ad was coming.
That's a wonderful phrase. Hakuna
You know who's
Matata.
apparently not feeling your dick? Any of the women you sleep with.
Nah, it was just one white.
All right. So, but for real, you got to check out the podcast. It's called the Clubhouse Podcast with Mouse Jones. I think it's every Wednesday.
Yep.
I listen to one
D'Amours?
It was one where you review parfaits. It was.
How you not know it's coming?
It was a dope parfait review, bro.
Now what they say in Pocahontas? These white men are dangerous.
Yo,
That's what they said in Pocahontas, and I keep fucking.
I heard the episode where
how
they
good
were-
is that white dick? Pocahontas came on board, bro. We fucked her into loyalty.
Oh my god! I actually heard the episode where you guys were super excited about the Whole Foods moving into your neighborhood. So that's
dope, bro.
That's the one I listened to.
Because you can get more organic chicken.
Akaash, what neighborhood are you in?
I'm in Jersey. I'm in Seacawk.
Listen to the Clubhouse podcast. We'll be right back, yo. Okay. Emotionally exhausting.
I'm exhausted.
I mean, just the roller coaster ride that we went on right
Oof.
there. Wow. I think there was a lot of there's a lot of love there. I think you were right about that.
I'm telling you, man.
Deep down.
Deep down.
Maybe one day Mouse gets over this whole white girl thing.
You don't care that much unless you love.
Facts.
That's
That's what your girl tells you. When she be annoying the shit out of you, she's like, it's because I love you. That's why you're not going to sleep. That's why you're going to be late to your audition, because I love you. Akaash scared right now as I say this.
You know why? You know why Mouse maybe didn't think she was white? Because she's definitely Spanish girl crazy.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
That was a Spanish attitude right
That's the Middle
there.
Eastern shit. The girls there don't blow you up, but they
They
blow
blow
you
up.
That's their jihad.
They don't blow up.
It's going to be me hot today, motherfucker. Somebody going down.
Oh, yeah. Middle Eastern girls are crazy, for sure.
So, before we get into some sports talk, because that's what we here for, that's what we going to do, we got to shout out to our sponsor right now, Action Heat. They make the world's best battery-operated clothing, okay? So you can get heat on demand at the touch of a button. Action Heat clothing is engineered to safely and efficiently deliver heat at temperatures of up to 135 degrees. All right, they're powered by rechargeable 5-volt lithium-ion batteries that last up to 12 hours. Action Heat batteries can also be used to recharge your phone while you're wearing that. So think about that for a second, Akaash. You don't have your charger. You're walking around. It's freezing outside. You put on your Action Heat sweater. You put on your Action Heat jacket. You put on your Action Heat socks. You put on your Action Heat gloves. Your phone's about to die. What do? Charge that motherfucker with your sweater.
Bruh, you're in great shape. Let me tell you how excited I am about this product.
I
went to a Giants game because I got free tickets a couple years ago, and I will never forget how cold it was. Sitting at a sporting event where it's cold. You're not moving. You forget about that. This is fucking perfect if you're a sports fan and you ever go to a game in the cold weather.
It's a good call.
Sitting in cold is a whole different. Drop the temperature by 30 degrees.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, just the fact that you're not moving.
Yeah, and this
brutal.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I can watch the game comfortably, root comfortably. I couldn't even. I remember wanting the Giants to lose whoever they were playing, but I couldn't even root comfortably because I was fucking freezing. We left early.
Yeah.
I would be able to stay, enjoy the free tickets with this Action
If it was a
Heat.
Cowboys game, would you have stayed?
No, it was that bad. It was that fucking bad. Cowboys Saints that cold, I'm leaving.
Anyway, so if you got some friends that are about to go to a game,
This
Christmas
is
time
perfect,
coming
man.
around.
If you're ever going to a sporting event where it could be cold, this is perfect.
Nah, I mean, Action Heat's the perfect solution to keep your toasty, warm self toasty warm. Even the most frigid weather. Listen, they offer heated products that fit everyone's budget. They're starting at just $40, $39.99 to be fair. So check out everything Action Heat has to offer and save 20% off your entire order at actionheat.com/flagrant. Don't forget flagrant, okay? That's actionheat.com/flagrant, or you just use the codes flagrant at checkout and you save 20%. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show, Action Heat. We appreciate you. Assholes, if you're trying to stay warm, use Action Heat if you want to support the show and support that brand.
We got a lot of assholes in New York. I hate putting on fucking 14 winter jackets. I'm excited about this product. Just wear this, you're good. One shirt, you're good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
All right, so let's talk about this fight.
Yeah, let's start there. We just saw one fight. Now I want to see a fight that I'm more invested in.
Fair enough. This fight was, now we're in Atlanta. Shouts to everybody came out to Atlanta. That was amazing. Sold out both shows. I mean, Alex came down there with me. Great fucking time. It was hilarious. This is how gay Atlanta is. We get to the Airbnb and there's a fireplace in the Airbnb with a fire going.
Right.
And the fire was rainbow. They had colored the fire rainbow because I think they thought since it was two dudes.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. So they gambled and they won.
Shout out, dudes.
Oh, absolutely. And so we did the shows. The shows were fucking amazing. Thank you all for coming out, man. Relapse Theater, that was incredible. And then we got a shout out to Asshole Army Brethren on Sunday. They took us to the Falcons game, Falcons-Ravens game. Yeah, and we had club seats, which are really interesting. So what they did is they created this, it's a Derek and Jay, or La Derek. He's this white dude that loves to fuck black girls, so he calls himself La Derek.
Oh, fuck.
That's hilarious. But, and there's this like club section level, right? So the essentially floor seats, like on the grass or whatever it is. But what they did is they have walking access where you can stand and watch the game, literally right behind the benches of the players.
Fucking crazy.
But back behind that, there's this whole indoor place that has these TVs, different places to eat, different places to drink, etc. Right. So it's like a food court, with all the games and everything on. It's a sports bar, with tons of different food options.
Yeah.
And then you leave the sports bar and you're watching the exact fucking game.
Yeah.
Now there's other games going on in the sports bar, but you're watching the exact fucking game right behind the bench.
Yeah.
It was an amazing watching experience. I've seen football where I was high up in the stands and I was behind one of the end zones. Yeah. And it was horrible to watch.
Oh, it's bad football seats. I mean, there's 100,000 people. Bad basketball seats outside of MSG.
Yeah.
Barclays is good and a couple other arenas. You're at the top row of the AAC in Dallas. Is terrible. So, bad football's worse.
That was the worst. It was the worst viewing. Bad football was the worst viewing experience I've ever had. Good football and the access to the club, this was the most fun I've had.
And this is what I was going to say to you. I remember when we would talk about bigger genetic freaks. When you see these fucking football players up close, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, son.
These are not human beings, man.
I want to take them to a rainbow fireplace. I got something to show you.
This is actually good, though. This is a good segue because later on, before we get to... Well, can we just do this now? I wanted to ask you about Lamar Jackson. You got to see Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Is he Mike Vick reincarnate? Is this...
I got to see him toss that pill.
I mean, I saw a little bit. I didn't get to watch a lot. I was actually home all day watching.
We didn't see a lot of it, man.
I saw,
and he got injured, so we came a little bit late. He went to concussion protocol. So when we were watching, there was a lot of RG3 plays, and then it came back for the end of the game.
Okay.
So we didn't see too much of him. I got to see him throw the pill, man. It's a different situation.
I saw a deep ball he threw.
Yeah.
It looked exactly like Michael Vick's deep ball.
Right.
It was a fucking perfect spiral, just a cannon of an arm.
Right.
Also not accurate. And that's what I do worry about because I root for Lamar Jackson. I actually think Jacksonville's dumb as fuck for not drafting him in the first round.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can't be accurate. This is what people say about Dak. If you're not accurate, you're done.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And
the window of opportunity in the NFL is just so small.
Yeah.
You know, in college football, you have a little bit more room and you have guys who go grab it because they're going against lesser talent. But in this league, it's like. It's got to be there, bro.
It's got to be the accuracy is the one thing that you need.
Yeah.
And as exciting as he is, I hope he can develop into a great quarterback because this guy's fucking incredible. Man.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, honestly, I didn't see anything that I was like so wowed by, but we were walking around the fucking what's it called a lot. We were walking around the clubhouse a lot. I just love the experience. I would go every Sunday for that experience. Because you're just hanging around, you're drinking, you're eating fucking pizza, walking in. You're literally 5 feet from all the players. You're with their wives and their side chicks and shit. It's unbelievable. There's wives and side chicks in the same section together, standing.
Atlanta, dog.
Living in harmony.
Side dudes, too. My bad.
Were there side dudes?
Wives, side chicks, side dudes, all in the same section.
I mean, listen, you should only be in the food section when you're hungry or like, it's just a... You know when you go in shitty seats and you want to go buy popcorn or beer or whatever and then you're missing the game? That's the only thing that takes away that. Otherwise, you should be on the fucking field every month. I mean, that's crazy. You're never going to get better seats to a sporting event.
Here's the thing. You also get a seat.
What do you mean?
You get a seat in the bleachers.
Oh, but you're not seating. You're not sitting when you're standing. That's standing, so you just get tired or whatever you want to go sit.
Exactly, right? Okay. And I like the opportunity to watch multiple games, too.
Yeah, I don't care as much about that.
So I can watch my game on the big screen, then I can also watch happening with Green Bay while I have some beer and a pizza, and then I'll go outside and see the play. Like, for example, if I don't want to see RG3 just run the ball and do the option every single time, I could just go, I don't give a fuck. And then when the Falcons are on offense, I want to see Julio catch something.
Yeah.
Walk outside.
What's Julio like looking at him play live in person up close?
You know what Julio's like? Matty Ice sucks. That's what Julio's like, man.
You think so?
Oh, my God. No arm strength whatsoever. it's just such a waste of Julio. It's sad to see him run back from running his route. You know,
I saw 2 plays where he threw it behind him.
Couldn't he, dude? Like
behind him.
And he was
quarterbacks miss throws.
That's fair. You know what it is? It was like watching Eli Manning. You know, and it was watching Eli Manning. I felt like I was watching the same quarterback.
Really?
Yeah, it's just no mobility. Like every once in a while he'd run, but he really kind of just stays in the pocket. He got sacked a lot, got beat up a lot, and just didn't have the arm strength to make those deep throws, especially when Julio went long.
He is an MVP. So I don't know. I mean, Julio's a beast, and I know he's having a bad year, but I also think their offensive coordinator sucks.
That's fair. And maybe the line is trash too. I know they have their running game suffered because what was it? Devontae Freeman went out.
Yeah.
So they're like their defense is just destroyed. There's a whole bunch of things that are happening with Atlanta.
It's crazy.
Better. That being said, thanks to the guys who took us out. You know, I really appreciate it. Always nice to link up with the assholes when we're in these cities. And the bar has been set pretty high, assholes. You know, ain't no more. Let's take you out for a drink after the show. You know,
yeah,
we going floor seats to Falcons games.
Facts.
That's what y'all got to beat now. Okay. So we got Miami. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Bring out them hoes. Bring out them good ones. I think it'll be fun. All right, let's talk about this Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury is the closest boxer that we've had to Muhammad Ali in a long time.
Whoa. Hot
Based
take.
on what?
Hot take.
A few things.
Okay.
Unbelievable movement for his size. It's actually more impressive, Tyson Fury's movement, because he's so massive. This is a guy that when he got fat got up to 400 pounds. You got to think about Muhammad Ali. A lot of people don't realize this. Heavyweights were much different back then. They weren't these behemoths.
Right.
They were guys around my size. I think Ali, if we look it up right now, you'll find him he's 6'2".
I always was confused by that when they would say heavyweight. I would look at Ali and be like, what? Heavyweight?
He was a small hit. I think he weighed 212 pounds, maybe between 208 and 212, like when he was really in it. These guys were much smaller at the time. And but Ali was just this masterful craftsman. What I would say about Ali is he had much more power. Tyson doesn't really have power. A lot of times he doesn't punch for power. He punches for like speed.
Right.
He just kind of sneaks shit in there. But he's got a great job.
Between 190 and 200.
Who?
Ali.
No, he would be over about 208, 212. Because between 190 and 200 was his cruiserweight.
Even back then?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah. Actually, 176 to 200 is cruiserweight. But he was just
220. My bad.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe later in his career blow up to like 220, but still, we're talking about guys that are coming in heavy.
Yeah.
And Tyson Fury has this amazing head movement. He caused a lot of trouble, and Wilder just couldn't connect until he did, and he put him down a couple times, but it was very hard for him to connect. Great jab, quick hands, and this great movement, great footwork for a heavyweight. But most importantly, what Muhammad Ali had that ultimately really hurt him in his life, was a granite chin.
Yeah.
My dad would always tell me a great chin in boxing is a gift and a curse. Because what Ali learned later in his career as he started to slow down is that he could take a punch.
Right.
He never had to earlier.
Right.
He'd move.
Yeah.
Ali would actually pull back a lot. That was the way he got out of it. And then as he got older, he couldn't move as well, but he could take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe Frazier broke his jaw, I think, in the 11th round of their maybe first or second fight. And he just got up. He kept on fighting with it. I mean, this guy was unbelievable, his ability to take punishment and keep on going.
Right.
I mean, what happened in the fight against George Foreman with the rope-a-dope, just getting beaten the fucking living shit out of.
Right.
Until he finally takes him out. And Tyson Fury, we're talking about Deontay Wilder, right? Deontay Wilder is the hardest punching heavyweight in history.
That punch was insane.
Fam.
Didn't watch the fight, watch the highlights.
Think about this, just to consider it, Akaash. 40, up until this fight, 40 fights, 39 knockouts, right? But he had one rematch. He knocked him out in the rematch. So he's literally knocked out every single fighter he's ever faced.
40 fights, 39 knockouts?
And remember, one guy he fought and didn't knock out, so they rematched it, knocked him out.
Jesus.
And the way he knocked him out was fucking unpleasant to watch. Like, it was insane.
Right.
Devastating punching power. He connects with a straight right and then a left hook to follow.
Right.
In the 12th round. This is when everybody's exhausted.
Yeah.
Fury gets up, he beats the fucking count. And then people are trying to say it was a late count. It wasn't. I actually watched it on YouTube to count the seconds he was on the ground, and he got up by 10. Guy gets back up and then is effective in the round. He doesn't just hang on. Starts fucking throwing punches back. Connects. The guy, I never give a fighter a round once he's been knocked down, but had that knockdown not occurred, he wins that round. Fury.
Right.
Unfucking real. And it just goes to show you why heavyweight boxing, when it's good, is the best, and why it brings in the casual fan. Because the stakes are high. When these little guys fight each other, when Mayweather fights, you know he's not knocking the guy out.
Yeah.
So the stakes aren't as high.
Right.
It doesn't mean as much.
Right.
Right? We're not worried. But heavyweight boxing, it's kind of like soccer. Right? It's just this, you're kind of watching, nothing's happening, and then in a flip of a second.
Right.
Breakaway, goal.
Yeah.
Ah!
Everything changed.
So you have to, if you're someone who really understands soccer, you got to watch it the whole time, because the game can, in a second.
Right.
And that is heavyweight boxing. You know these guys are such hard punchers that they can change someone's life.
Yeah.
Literally their life.
Right.
In any second. And it happened in the fucking 12th round.
He was losing the fight before that, right?
Who was?
Wilder.
Well, he was losing the fight significantly. There's not a single person on the planet that thought that Wilder won the fight. There's one judge that scored it for Wilder, who should never be allowed to judge a boxing match again. The way... Here's one way to look at the fight, just for people who saw it. So, people are like, oh my God, how was the fight even? It's not so crazy the fight was even. The way you make the fight even is you give Wilder the first 3 rounds, and then he has 2 more knockdowns, and he wins those rounds.
If you get a knockdown, is it 10-8? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? So, if you gave Wilder the first 3, which I watched the first 4, the first 2 were up in the air. So I'm like, okay, let's just say you give it to the champ. That's fair.
Right.
The third one, I gave it to Fury. But it wasn't so wildly dominant that it was that you couldn't say, oh, he pushed the action.
Right.
And then with the 2 knockdowns, I go, okay, now I think that's a 114, 114, or 113, 113, whatever.
Right.
I gave it, I had it, I think, 8-4 to Fury.
Right.
So I basically gave Wilder the first 2, and then... it got 10-8 rounds with the knockdowns. Fury should have won that fight. Boxing is corrupt as fuck.
Right.
Fury should have won that fight. But you know who really lost the fight? Anthony Joshua. No matter who wins this fight between Fury and Wilder, Wilder wins. Joshua wins.
Right.
Let me say it again. No matter who wins the fight between Wilder and Fury, Joshua won.
If there's an outright winner.
Right.
But because there wasn't, he lost.
He lost because now he's got to wait.
What's wrong with waiting?
There's lack of interest. This Fury-Wilder fight was so well promoted, so much buzz, everybody talking about it. They both came to fight. They both did what they're supposed to do. Fury boxed beautifully.
Right.
Wilder came with the haymakers and landed.
Yeah.
The fight almost got flipped in the 12th round. Then some fucking Undertaker shit, and Fury comes up off the fucking canvas, finishes the round strong, and then it's a draw. Shitty decision, but a draw means rematch.
Right.
They were so gracious to each other afterwards.
Yeah.
Like 2 fucking gentlemen, men,
yeah,
who poured their fucking sweat, their blood. They gave their fucking lives out there, and then afterwards honored each other.
Right.
Both upset maybe about decisions or the count, but still respected one another. And and it was like this, boxing can be beautiful in that way, man.
Yeah.
And
I mean, after you beat the shit out of each other for 12 rounds, what's left to be angry about?
That's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? We're still going to be pissed? We just did it.
That's what always you say about dudes fights versus girls fights. Girls don't fight. They just hold on for months, and guys will fight. And
they get over it.
Afterward, you hug and you're good.
That's a great point. It's like when you're angry at someone, the end result is the fight.
Right.
After the fight, we got nothing more.
Everything resolved.
That's why men and women should fight. No, I'm sorry. See, I don't got to take out the trash. But like, That's a fucking great point. That's why I guess they can do it. That's maybe after sparring with somebody, I always felt this like weird kind of like connection or affection. If I really gave it all and they gave it all, it was like we both know what we're made of. Yeah. There's no more resentment. How can I resent you anymore? Right. There's so much buildup and hype with this.
Right.
These guys are brave. Joshua was a fucking coward running away from both of them, playing the money game, right? These guys were willing to fight. They were willing to fight on anybody's soil, willing to go anywhere for the fucking fight. They end up fighting each other, and they build the promotion into something way more interesting than anything Joshua's ever been a part of.
Right.
What did Joshua have? An amazing boxing fan in the English people. Mm-hmm. English people are great boxing fans. They would come in to watch Ricky Hatton fight. Remember that guy?
Right, yeah.
And then they'd come in to support whoever, and they were supporting Joshua. But now they got this guy Fury.
He's English?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. He's a traveler, a gypsy, but he's from England, and he reps it. He goes, I'm a traveler, I'm a gypsy, but I'm also an ambassador of my home country. I'm from England. I'm Great Britain. I'm British. And he goes, and now who would you rather support? The guy who's a fucking gentleman, just like Joshua is. Joshua's a complete gentleman, but has the courage to fight anyone, gets off the fucking canvas in the 12th round to deserve to win a decision, but didn't get it and was fucking held his head high anyway. Or this guy who's a coward and won't fight anybody, even if they're offering him $25 million.
Wait, he said this?
No, I'm saying this.
Okay.
I'm saying this about Joshua.
Right.
It's like if I'm an English boxing fan, how could you possibly root for Joshua at all?
Yeah.
He's not even that good. Joshua's not even that good. He was beating people, but he's not even that good. I'm with it. And then Fury said this. He goes, America, you got to get behind this guy Wilder. He's done everything he's needed to do. Knocked out every fucking opponent. Came at, did what he was supposed to do against me. And you're not giving him that mainstream love. You got to. Get behind him. Joshua loses big. Now we don't need Joshua. Now we have a rematch of this fight. And then whoever wins, we can have another rematch after that.
Yeah.
Now Joshua has to wait 1 to 2 years to fight these guys as they sort their shit out.
Right. Because he ducked him.
It's like the ducking can pay off or it can fucking destroy you.
Right.
And in this one, I think it's going to end up destroying him. He's going to end up fighting these fucking Russians that nobody gives a fuck about. The English fan base is going to go right to Fury because he epitomizes what they're all about.
Out of shape, drunk, skilled.
Attainable. When you look at Anthony Joshua, you're like, that guy's a superhero.
Right.
When you look at Fury, you're like, that's my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, if my uncle can do that, so can I.
This motherfucker is a gypsy for real.
Literally.
How funny is it?
Has a fucking caravan, all that shit. So, dead ass. Like, he's part of it culturally.
It's just hilarious.
Bro, it was...
I've never met a successful cultural gypsy. Who the fuck...
It's so
the
true.
closest they ever came was Brad Pitt in Snatch.
He is a Brad Pitt in Snatch. He's the real story.
Yeah.
A caravan. A caravan. So it's just, I thought it was amazing for boxing. It brings a casual fan in. I can't wait to the next fight. They both said nice things about each other, even on Instagram.
Right.
Like, and now that the rivalry is there, they don't need to be dicks to each other in the build-up.
Yeah.
Now it's just like...
We saw the fight. We'll watch the next one.
Exactly. You proved to us that y'all bang.
Yeah.
But have some fucking respect. Yo, that point you just made about what more is there to do after fighting
it's
is
over.
Genius, yo.
It's over.
That's why they can do it. Everybody always wonders. They go, how do you shake hands with a guy that you just fought? Because there's nothing left. You gave all the emotion.
Yeah.
That's fucking genius. That's why athletes can be upset at each other after games. You didn't give it all.
No.
You didn't go to fighting. You did everything before fight.
Yeah.
And fight means there's still some left.
Yeah.
You know, like when Alex got beat up by the bouncer.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? He was done.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I was still upset. I still had I still had some more
that's what you gonna do.
Left in the tank.
That's what you gonna do. That's what you gonna do.
So I had more left in the tank, Al. I think that's a brilliant fucking point,
the
man.
The bouncer used a swim move like a fucking lineman.
Yo, son. That motherfucker could swim, son. That motherfucker's Michael Phelps, bro, because I got out of there, son. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. Because they don't have football out there, so I thought he wouldn't know that move. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was going to have to deal with some soccer shit.
You know, like a kiddie pool to this man.
That's it.
Yo. For the shallow end.
I'm good
just
here. Got pushed out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Akaash, what about you? Is there anything that really stuck out to you this weekend sports-wise that you're like, I need to?
Nothing
because there's big football.
You know what? One football thing I want to talk about just because it stuck out to me how fucking athletic this dude is.
Who?
Odell Beckham Jr. You see his 49-yard touchdown pass?
Yeah, I saw it. Borderline throws like a lady.
The fact that here's where I was really impressed. It's like a reverse where he ends up throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Right. He runs around. He doesn't think he's looking for a throw. Guy's not open. He runs around. But the way he throws, he stops mid-run, like mid-shuffle, hips completely squared up, and then just has to launch.
All arm.
Doesn't have time to go through the motion, to go through the motion and move his feet. All arm, 49 yards. Yeah. Probably went 50-plus in the air.
Yeah.
That's crazy arm strength. And this is just a receiver.
Yes.
Like, have you ever thrown a baseball just squared up to the dude you're throwing at? You never do that.
No.
It's going 8 yards maybe. Like, that's a fucking freak, man.
No. I mean, that was a really impressive throw. I'm not going to lie.
He could throw 80 yards, I think, no problem.
Question. What do you think about that play at the end of the game with the onside kick?
So I didn't actually, at that point, I thought the game was over. Yeah. And I flipped to another game. Shouts to my Sunday ticket hookup. I got a Sunday ticket hookup, so I was back and forth.
From the Asshole Army?
Nah, well, yeah. Good friend of mine who's an asshole also.
Respect.
But,
see?
The Army provides.
Son, the Army provides, bro. And the bar is set high. Go on.
But anyway, I missed that play. Yeah. I saw the highlight.
Real quick, shout out to Muhammad Abdi, whose T-Mobile number I use every single time I'm on a flight for a free hour Wi-Fi. Go on. But go on.
Shouts. Trump supporter.
No, different. That's a different one.
Oh, okay.
That's different. It's my other Muhammad.
Okay.
Crazy that there's more than one guy named that, huh?
All right. Anyway, I didn't see the last play. It looks like he pulled up on the onside kick.
Yeah. And he's there for the specific reason. Now he's like, don't question my effort, this, that, the other. But you were pussy, son. Like, let's be honest. Like, you got scared. You saw a big-ass motherfucker running, about to jump on it. You didn't want to jump on it and get injured. And on some level, I get that. It's
I kind of get it.
Fam, what? Like, I even question a giant.
Of course you would get it. Shit.
Yo, real talk.
You know who else got
Odell
it? Alex
Beckham
in prison.
Jr. He pulled a me, fam. Like, what he did with that ball? Like, he put his hand out. He was like, stop. Like, he tried to knock it out the way. Like, he really pulled a me, fam. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just...
Yo.
I'll tell you what,
Alex tight off of that shit. Like, I didn't save his life, son.
He did.
Save this motherfucker's life, son. Why are you trying to fight policemen? Like, have some respect for authority. Yo, you want to know some shit real quick about white people? Watch that movie, that show Live PD. You ever seen that show, Live PD?
No,
you know what it is?
Pretty white to watch that show, to be honest with you.
No.
Actually, it's not. I think all, like, minorities watch that shit.
Probably, because I think only minorities watch Cops.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Or like Hicks. Maybe hillbillies too.
It's relatable. It's like they're friends. You know what I mean? Oh, I get why they like Ross. That's my Ross. Okay, so
black people and cops are just Ross and Rachel, huh?
That's it. Ross and Rach. You know what I mean? Can't never figure it out. Okay. This show Live PD, right? Watch that shit to see how white people respect authority, son. This shit is so funny. Whenever the white people get robbed or some shit like that and the cops come up, I'm watching this dude. The guy was robbed, okay? He called the cops. The cops are there. He just, out of nowhere, starts putting his hands behind his back. He got his hands behind his back.
Oh, man.
And they're like, sir, where'd the guy go? He's like giving the description of what the guy looked like, where he went. But his hands are just behind his back because it's in us.
Nah, bro. I be seeing white people talk crazy to
Yeah,
cops.
like it's
white
the
women in
opposite.
particular talk
It's
crazy
the
to cops.
opposite. He's like, why
I'd
the
be
fuck
in-
you stopping me? Like,
Yeah.
you guys have some nerve when you talk to cops.
Yeah, but what if the cops press them?
I'd be flabbergasted by that shit.
Wait, for real?
I'd be flabbergasted, dog.
You be flabbergasted?
I'd be flabbergasted.
I'd be flabbergasted.
Yeah, I'd be flabbergasted too, yo. You're not gonna leave me out on that one. Y'all thought y'all was just gonna be flabbergasted without me? That's the name of my suit. That's what they call this shit, the flabbergasted by Zara.
Oh,
who's that on the shirt?
That's Patrice O'Neal.
That's the GOAT. R.I.P. Patrice O'Neal, man.
Oh, wow, I can't. Oh, okay, now I can see it. I got you.
The fucking OG. I figure since we had some relationship squabbles today, I bring out the OG,
perfect.
you know?
Yeah.
Come on, use all the real estate. That being said,
Odell.
Do you think that he should go for it? Or maybe the better question is, Akaash, do you think that you put your marquee player that you've invested $60 million guaranteed dollars into his livelihood? Do you think it's worth him getting injured on a play where there's no chance for you to make the playoffs anyway?
I don't see a lot of onside, or I mean, there's not a lot of onside kicks, but I don't know onside kicks to be violent plays like that. Now if y'all both die for that, that's a collision, and Odell pulled up, and I honestly kind of get it. I also get people are going to say he's got no heart, blah, 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 but, like, he's a skinny wide receiver. And to be honest, if we're going to talk about doing jobs, the Bears are still down 7 at that point, right? So do your fucking job, defense. They're down 3?
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's a little different. Because at that point, if you get the ball on an onside kick, you're at your own 45, I think.
No, I'm sorry. I think the game was tied.
No, it wasn't tied, was it?
Yeah, because it went to overtime.
Yeah, it was tied.
They tied that shit up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I fucked up my whole Sunday ticket experience.
Oh, yeah. Tariq Cohen threw a touchdown.
Fuck. That's wild. Yeah, I'm literally just finding
you don't
this
know
out.
the whole situation. So they tied, and then they had to kick off, and they onside kicked it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And the reason they put Odell up on that front line is because his hands are nice.
So it was a tie game, and they openly just said, "Fuck it, we're kicking an onside."
Yeah.
In a tie game, that's wild.
I believe. No.
I would be because here's the thing. Again, if you kick off,
Alex,
kick off.
Can you check that out?
All right.
You kick off from your own 35.
Yeah.
So if you kick an onside and you don't get it, they got the ball at your 45. And if it's a tie game and it's overtime, then
you can kick a field goal potentially.
They're 5 yards away from field goal range.
Al, do you know what the deal is right there, Ned?
That's a lot of defensive faith. Either way, if it's overtime, you absolutely have to go get that fucking ball. And
I think this is what. And
if it's a 3-point game, I also think you need to go get that fucking ball. If it's a 7-point game, to me, it's kind of like, all right, this might be weird on my part, but I'm like, all right, defense, do your job. Giving up 7 shouldn't be easy.
Yeah, it was tied, and then they won it with a field goal.
The Giants won it with a field goal. Yeah, the Giants won the game, but
if you can't just clarify when they kicked the onside.
So
it doesn't break that down.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you can fucking figure it out.
All right, I'm looking.
Doesn't break that down. What do you?
I'm doing audio, video, and Google at the same
You're
goddamn time.
Puerto
Give me a
Rican,
break.
you're supposed to have a lot of jobs or no jobs.
Jesus
Not
Christ, bro.
Mexican.
Jesus Christ.
Puerto Ricans are the lazy Spanish ones.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't got to work for it. You here.
That's true.
That's what if that's the reason why?
You literally put a fucking American Gladiators obstacle course in front of a Mexican to get into America. Of course he motivated. My man made it through.
Yo, how many Mexicans you think got in because they broke away from the caravan? like they're like, these fucking idiots are gonna look at the caravan. We're going in through Utah. That's what, right? Wouldn't that be the smart thing?
That's a smart move. Smart move.
Anyway, okay, so, I think that it's a dumb move by. I think it's a dumb move by Shermer to even have him there in a season where you can't win. There's nothing gained from this.
There's a weird thing, though, in football where there's a reason football doesn't tank. First of all, there's so many more positions that one player can't impact the game.
But they do tank. Football does tank.
Not really.
They do.
No.
We've seen it happen. We've seen teams specifically try to lose so they can get picks.
Who?
The Giants.
When?
They traded Eli Apple. Why do you think they did that? Traded Eli Apple to the Saints. They trade their best corner to.
Okay, first of all, Eli Apple was called a cancer last year by.
Regardless if
Collins.
he's a cancer or not,
he
is he
seemed to get his act together.
Is he talented?
But if you can get a draft pick for a player, then that's like a rebuild as opposed to a full-on NBA throw every game tank.
That's fair, but we admit that they're doing that not to win games this season.
No.
Fair enough?
Yeah, my point. Let me clarify my point. My point is you don't see them openly looking to lose games. If we can get draft picks for a player that, and we're not going to win anyway, we'll do that. But you still try to win every game. Coaches coach to win every game.
Sure. Coaches coach to win every game, but, and I think that might even be debatable. I think there's been situations, I can't think of any right now, where they would sit important players. Like if I was the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers is getting sat for the rest of the year.
Yeah, see, they're not going to do that. They might do it the last game of the season, maybe. But like even then, the idea is winning can carry over.
Sure.
There's a belief in the NFL that like, I don't know how often it actually works out, but like if a bad team wins a few games at the end of the year, that can carry over into the next year.
That's fair, and that's fine. But what I think an organization will do is clip your wings. So, for example, if you could fly till 5 wins with a good corner like Eli Apple, or you could trade him, get a draft pick, and now you're going to fly to 2 wins, it doesn't matter because you ain't winning. Because 2 and 5 is no different. The only difference between 2 and 5 is a better pick.
Here's where I disagree. I don't think they're doing it because they'll lose more games. I think they're doing it because we're not going to win anyway, so let's get a draft pick because draft picks are very valuable.
And a better pick in the draft.
And then that doesn't hurt either. But it's not the primary motivation is let's get draft capital.
Fair enough.
Eli Apple's not going to affect enough games.
Fair enough, because this season doesn't matter.
Right.
So since this season doesn't matter, we will tank this season to get a draft. Let me just get it out.
Okay.
We will tank this season, meaning we will commit to losing this season by dealing away talent on our team, because it will put us in a better situation next season with a draft pick that we trade, and get us better draft pick in the upcoming draft.
Again, if they're full on tanking, they're benching Odell. They're sitting Odell. They're sitting Saquon.
That's what I'm saying. The coaches coach to win, but an organization is going to make decisions.
Yeah, I think a GM could say, hey, why do we need to win? We might as well get a higher draft pick. Oakland is a good example, again, because he's getting first-round picks for these players.
But he's committed to doing what this season?
But if they didn't, here's what I'm saying. Hear me out. If they didn't get a first-round draft pick for Amari Cooper, they weren't trading him.
I'm not saying that.
So, but the point is, it's like a good byproduct. Is all right, we're also getting a higher draft pick, so who cares? But let's just get draft capital because we're rebuilding.
When is the draft?
After the season.
So what is happening this season?
You're going to coach to win, but if we lose, who cares?
I'm not debating what the coach is doing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just the organization. I agree with you. The coach is trying to get the most out of what he has.
We're splitting hairs, I think.
All I'm saying is the organizations are making a decision which hinders their team's ability to win this season on purpose. To me, that's a form of tanking.
Okay, to me, it's rebuilding. It's thinking long-term as opposed to... It's not committing to losing. It's committing to being better in the future. What would you consider
trying to win? Would you consider that trying to win this season?
No. But I don't think it's trying to actively lose either.
It's trying to lose this season.
It's not trying to lose.
If you're not trying to win, you're trying to lose.
I don't even... Okay.
What is the opposite of... What else is there besides trying to win?
Rebuilding. You're going to try to win, and we want to get draft capital for the future.
You want to win next season?
Yes, or the season after that.
Do you think Oakland's trying to win this season?
No.
So they're tanking.
Well, Oakland is trying to win, but their moves are for the future. I'm trying to win, but I'm building for the future. And part of that is learning to win in the NFL. There is no, I need to be the worst team in the league. There is a race to the bottom in the NBA. To me, that's the tank. When there is an active, we're trying to lose the most games possible. I think there's a difference between let's build for the next year and the year after.
I get what he's saying. So it's like they're not like trying to lose each game.
They're not racing for the bottom because it's not as incentivized.
Yes.
Sure, I hear that. It's not as incentivized. That being said, they're making no effort to win this season, and I view that as tanking. If there's ever a season where you're not trying to win, or you're doing things that puts your team at a disadvantage in terms of winning this season, I view that as an organization tanking. Not to the level of the NBA where they're literally trying to not win games. Yes, the coaches are trying to win games in these situations, but the organization's clearly not trying to win games.
Yeah, and I think this is where I think we're splitting hairs. In NBA, the coaches, they're trying to tank.
Yeah.
They're like, let's put in bad rotate. Let's do this. And I don't think that happens in the NFL.
And I'm not saying this, again, I'm saying organization versus coach.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Anyway, while we're talking about coaches,
everybody got fired.
Everyone got fired.
And you know, it's about time. But let's talk about Green Bay right now with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So this fucking bum is out. I think he's been a bum for a while. I think he's been coasting on Rodgers for a while.
People didn't even respect him after he won a Super Bowl. Like, still, a lot of guys I would read would be like, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I think it's fair.
I kind of do too.
I think it's fair, and I think He's got a very predictable offense, which is just go and do it, Aaron. He has no ability to scout. There's zero talent.
Coach
around
doesn't do
Aaron.
as much of that's the GM's job. The GM's job should be on the chopping block too, and I think it will be, to be honest with you.
Get everybody out of there. The main issue with Green Bay, I think this is fair to say, is a lack of talent around Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he turns whatever wide receivers he has into formidable wide receivers. They end up getting checked somewhere else and not really panning out. But has he ever really had elite wide receivers?
He's had some good ones. He had Jordy Nelson. He had Greg Jennings.
But so here's the thing with Jordy
Devontae
Nelson.
Adams is
I
good.
think that he made Jordy Nelson look like this top wide receiver.
That's possible. It's one of those things where it's hard to know what's what. But you have one of, if not the best quarterback ever.
That's what you have. And he's going to make those wide receivers good. I mean, Jimmy Graham, maybe they just don't
He's never
mesh.
had real run support.
Nothing.
Defense has never been anything to write home about. You could say the receivers are good or that's Aaron. Either way, it doesn't matter. He hasn't had.
So here's my question about a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You give so much of your fucking health to football.
Yeah.
Football costs you.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically.
Oftentimes it costs you your life.
It costs you your fucking life, dude. At what point do you have to be loyal to your life? At what point do you have to say, you guys can't protect me. You're not doing what's necessary to protect me. I have loyalty to you guys, but apparently you don't have enough loyalty to me to protect me. I'd like to go somewhere else to a situation where I'll be safe because I cannot continue to play in environments like this.
I don't know. I don't know how trades work salary cap wise in the NFL. I know it's not always great to trade. Like teams might not be willing. I mean, teams
outside
are
the numbers. What about just as a player?
I don't know. I thought this exact thing about.
Can we question his loyalty if he wants to leave?
I thought this exact thing, and I wanted to bring it up on the podcast a year ago. I don't know if I ever did. Andrew Luck. I used to say the exact same thing about.
That's another great example.
They never drafted an offensive lineman, and to be honest, I think they lucked up and they got a really good offensive lineman this year named Quentin Nelson, who's everybody was like, this is one of the best guards to come into football in years.
Right.
And from what I was hearing, Indianapolis wanted a defensive end. And it's like, you guys have no fucking clue how to build for this dude. He's literally, his career is on the line because of how much he gets beat up with that offensive line.
Yeah.
And now their offensive line is good. I don't know if it was all this guy Nelson or not.
And he's effective. I mean, he lost this week, but
and they're winning.
Yeah.
They had won 5 in a row before this or something.
Yeah.
It's, if you have a franchise quarterback like that level, you should constantly be investing in your offensive line. At the expense of other positions, who cares?
And if I'll be honest with you, if I'm a quarterback, I'm saying publicly. I'm coming out publicly. I'm saying my career can be cut short in one play.
Yeah.
Alex Smith.
Yeah.
It's one.
He might not ever play again.
He might not ever play again. It's one play and my career can be done. If you demonstrate to me as an organization that you don't value my health by investing in a line that can protect me, I cannot play for you.
Now, I think Rodgers' line is pretty good, but
apparently
either way.
He has time, right? Apparently Rodgers has time in the pocket. I was researching this a little bit. He does have time in the pocket. He also can extend plays with his legs, etc. But if the offense is so predictable that you're sitting in the pocket more.
And this is why, as a football fan, I'm excited. In the same way that I kept hoping LeBron would go to San Antonio.
You want Aaron with
I want
elite coach.
Aaron with an elite offensive mind.
Who?
I don't know. I don't think he'd do it because he has a great gig and Aaron's a little bit older and he's younger. But Lincoln Riley, the coach at OU, this guy,
would like a college coach to come up.
I just think apparently NFL teams are studying this guy. A few teams went to him in the offseason for advice, offensive advice, essentially. What are you doing?
Think about that for people listening right now that don't even watch football or aren't even interested in football. Think about, this is the level of football that is collegiate football in America.
Right.
That professional coaches are sitting down with school coaches that coach school kids.
Yeah.
And asking them for advice. Put that in soccer perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine that. Barcelona's coach sitting down with some local college team.
Going into the NBDL and getting coaching advice.
Nuts.
college coaching, a lot of coaches used to want to go college to pro. That was the dream. Jimmy Johnson did it, whatever. Now a lot of coaches are like, I'm making millions of dollars.
There's no reason,
I'm worshipped here. I understand this game. Why would I go take this risk? I'm not going to make that much more money. Who cares?
Not going to make that much more money. You're not going to get the love.
No.
Not even close.
No.
Like, the love is stupid.
Lincoln Riley's a god in Oklahoma. And to be honest, he got Baker Mayfield the Heisman.
Yeah.
And then he took a completely different quarterback in Kyler Murray and might get this dude the Heisman.
Okay, so NFL teams are looking at this.
Not that Baker wasn't good before.
Of course. But under his tutelage, these guys, he gets the most out of a quarterback.
Yeah, it's not even like Baker Mayfield. He was good at Texas Tech.
Right.
Kyler Murray was both of them transferred to OU. Kyler Murray was buried at A&M. Nothing. I'm not a huge college guy, but my understanding is he was not gonna play really at all. And then he went to OU, and he was a fucking baseball player. Now all of a sudden we're like, could this guy go in the first round? And that is coaching,
man.
That's
who you want. That's who you want for him.
And especially in the NFL where everything is so quarterback centric, all the coaches are hiring now, the first guys they're looking at are going to be not defensive coordinators. They're going to be offensive coordinators who are good with quarterbacks.
Question.
Yeah.
What if the offensive coordinator for the Patriots,
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah. Who turned down a team.
Yeah.
In the offseason. Who did he turn down?
He turned down the Colts.
Turned down the Colts in the offseason.
Committed to them and then said nah.
And just said nah. What if he gets this opening with Green Bay?
And goes to be with Aaron Rodgers.
How amazing would that rivalry be?
Oh,
that would be like when Oscar De La Hoya was being coached
by Floyd's father. Yeah. I don't know how often they play. It'd be amazing.
Because they don't play that often. They played once this year.
Yeah, but it's like the schedule's set in a certain way. In the NFL, you play your own division twice.
Right.
And then you play rotating one division from each conference.
Right.
And then you have like 2 or 3 games that are based on where you finished the season. Like there is
Could they fix the calendar to make it?
I don't know. Because I don't know that there are like a couple miscellaneous. Like people need to see this matchup.
This is.
Yeah.
I mean, what a fuck. Talk about rivalries and how we get into boxing matches because of them.
Yeah, it'd be great. I don't honestly know if Josh McDaniels is a great coach, but people like him. I remember he wasn't that good on Denver.
Oh.
He was head coach at Denver, probably too early. He got fired, went back to New England, was hot again, went to Indy, turned it down last minute. So to me, I'm like, whatever. The Vikings offensive coordinator, I think, could be
You
good.
love this guy.
I like this guy.
You love
cooled
this
off
guy.
a bit.
Every week you talk
I've cooled
about
off
this
a bit.
Guy. Why?
I don't know. Now I'm not.
This
it
week?
Doesn't seem in the last couple weeks. I'm like, now Minnesota kind of struggling, and I just hopped off the bandwagon a bit. I stuck my foot off the bandwagon. I haven't jumped off.
Yeah.
But Lincoln Riley, I think, would be the ideal. Like, I just want to see a fucking guy who makes quarterbacks better. Even the Texas Tech head coach that got fired, Cliff Kingsbury, he worked with Baker Mayfield. He's worked with a bunch of quarterbacks. Maybe Kyler? No, I don't know. But anyway, him as the Packers offensive coordinator, I'd be interested in seeing too.
Really?
Like, I just want to see one of these guys work with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I want to see him.
How much say do you think he'll have in it?
I think a lot. Apparently, he was one of the main guys that quit on McCarthy.
So
there had been rumblings he was fed up for a while.
So that's my next question. Really, was did he get McCarthy fired?
I think so.
Do you think that he had a conversation with the organization prior to this game and said, if we lose, he's gone?
I don't know if he said that specifically, but I know he'd been frustrated for a bit. Apparently, there's some stuff last year. There was some tension. This year didn't get better.
Right.
A lot of the team had apparently quit on him. I mean, they lost to Arizona. Arizona sucks.
Yeah.
17-14.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, we could finish the year, but for fucking what? These guys have quit on you.
Yeah.
And again, that's I think my point of not tanking is like, you're not playing. Green Bay could easily just be like, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. Let's go, 4-12 or whatever.
Why will Aaron play? Would you play? That's a better question.
I don't think I would, but this guy clearly loves football.
That's the thing. It's such a tricky situation because you love the game, and imagine you only had 16 to 18 times a year where you could play the game that you love.
Yeah.
And it's not like practice counts,
nope.
Right? Because like even when we're just shooting around a basketball with some friends, right?
Right.
Once you've played organized ball, shooting around is
It's you know what?
It's kind of fun.
If you're a comedian, you go to open mics, they suck. Imagine you go to open mics all year. You only get to 16 shows a year.
Yeah.
And one year, they're like, you know what? The only shows we have are shitty shows. you're still going to do the shows.
Yeah.
Now, it's not coming at the expense of my health, so it's different, but, like, I get the inclination to be like, no, this is what I work my entire life for.
Yeah. And I have tops 5 years left.
Yeah.
I'm 35 years old. I got tops 5 years left playing the sport that I love that I only get to play 16 to 18 times a year.
Is he 35?
Yeah. So I get why he wants to play it. He's like, I feel alive out there.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how many things are going, like how your brain is firing as a quarterback. You know, like excitement a lot of times comes down to like this instinct for survival, but also the adrenaline rush. And like even when I go on stage, sometimes when I'm like really depressed or sad or something like that, I can't wait to be on stage.
Right.
Because while I'm on stage, I need to use every bit of my focus to do what I'm doing.
Right.
So I don't have time to think about how life is sucks or I'm sad or I'm annoyed about this person or this girl's pissing me off or that kind of shit. I have to be in the set. It's freedom.
Right.
And Aaron, a guy who doesn't strike me as like the most gleeful, happy person, might even be a depressive type. Maybe there's an addiction to this football. Maybe he's like, this is my fucking release, man.
Yeah.
I get to release once a week.
For 4 months.
For 4 months, and I put so much fucking work in.
Yeah.
Hours of footage, honestly, it might be scary, the thought of not playing.
I'm sure it is.
The thought of having that part of your year extended. That miserable part of your year where you have no purpose, nothing to do. You're just bored, sad. You already hate your family. They hate you. Apparently there's some beef with his family.
Yeah, they don't like him.
And then all of a sudden you're put in a situation where you don't get to do the one thing that you get to fucking live for that makes you happy.
That's a good point.
That's the risk for them. They're like, yeah, I would rather potentially alter my life physically.
Right.
For that feeling of joy that this gives me. It's a fucking drug. This shit is a fucking drug. And that's why they play it until the wheels fall off, dude.
Yeah.
What is Tom Brady going to do?
I don't know.
Tom got to have a Kobe plan ready. Kobe went right into shit when he finished.
Yeah, the only way he could live.
I'm a filmmaker. Yeah. I'm a this. I'm a that. I make Gatorade, but it's shitty. Right? Like he had things, right?
Yeah.
It was like when you break up with a girl and you're like sad for a little bit. Remember, like way back when you broke up with your girl, and I was telling you, I was like, yo, stay busy, son. Like we're not gonna dwell on this shit. Let's go. Let's do some shit. It's your brain just fucking has nothing to do. I can't imagine. I would love to have an elite athlete on who was obsessed with the game.
Right.
Kobe obsessed. Aaron Rodgers obsessed. Tom Brady obsessed. And then ask him what happened when there wasn't anything to be obsessed about anymore.
Yeah.
What do you do when you wake up in the morning and you don't have to go for a run?
Right.
Or you don't have to, eat a fucking Whole Foods diet? What does that mean to you intellectually, like emotionally?
Right. What's left?
What the fuck is left, bro? Are you dead?
Yeah.
Is that coming back to life? Figuring out the next step? Like, low key, I think about that for what we do.
Yeah.
Like, we're fortunate every fucking day we get to wake up and there's a million things to do. And sometimes it's stressful, but it's like, yo, Alex, we do this vlog, we do this, yo, Akaash, can we get this done? What's up with this? A million things for us to fucking do to further our careers. Eventually, we're going to be old. And you and I will probably still do stand-up just because we love it. And I think it'll be like a fun thing for us to do, and it'll be like a hobby, but it won't be like survival-based.
Right.
And that's going to be an interesting challenge, like the next level. What do we do when we don't have to do this? When we transition into, how do I be old good? How do I find joy? The three of us work nonstop.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what kids are for, and grandkids.
What's that?
I think that's what kids and grandkids.
Yo, that could be it. 100%. Yeah. Having children, share your life with them, doing everything you can to support them. But like even when you're not with them, when your kids move out, you don't see your grandkids all the time. It's like, how do you conquer? I'm not saying by any means we've conquered life, but we figured out a fun, sustainable way to go at it.
Right.
How do we conquer?
What's next?
What's next, man? How do we find so much joy in just, I want to just smoke a cigar? You know what I mean? Like not achieve anything today.
Yeah.
Nursing home fucking.
Just fucking bitching in the nursing home. Real talk, maybe. It's like you're not trying to get pussy. Think about how crazy being old is.
I think that's why
all your drive's gone.
Yeah.
You just throw yourself into being a grandparent. That's why when you keep your fucking parents away from your grandkids or your kids, it's like, yo, how dare you, dog?
You evil son of a bitch.
Yo, they should live up the block.
Fam.
I saw my grandmother more than I saw my mother.
Really?
When I was a kid, yeah. Well,
That's
my mom
good.
was working super hard. So.
Of course.
Yeah, but yeah.
But good. It's like you give your grandma purpose.
Yeah.
You give her a fucking reason to wake up, live and shit.
Yep.
Dude, it's a crazy... Yeah, man. It's especially what we do, where it's just like an obsession. You know? We got to get out of here soon, huh?
We didn't touch on...
Let's go. We'll touch on a couple more, and then we go.
Here's the things I have left. We could do Panthers DC. That's not that big a deal. Fred Hoiberg got fired. Kareem Hunt. Aaron Donald for MVP.
Yeah, let's talk about Hunt first before we talk about... I gotta salute the Patreon, man. Thank y'all so much for supporting what the fuck we do. We got some cool things that are coming up, and I appreciate you guys, man. I know Akaash appreciates you guys. Akaash, thank you for all the work that you do on the Patreon. I mean, it's not possible without Akaash, and it's just so dope what we've been doing, and like just going to live shows. When we're at the live show down there in Atlanta, it's crazy to see all the people come up. They're part of the Patreon community. There are people that ended up going to the show because somebody posted their tickets on the Patreon. They couldn't make the early show, so they're like, yo, I'm a patron. Any other patrons, anybody put on Asshole Army, want to come to the show, dope. 2 tickets are yours. Some dude scooped it. So it's like, it's great to see the values we instilled real early. The radical gifting, the radical acceptance. It's great to see that shit go.
Yo, a cool little community story. I mean, hopefully it ends up being cool, but someone reached out on the Discord. There's a Discord page for patrons. I signed on. Someone screenshotted me. There was someone who said he was a real life Army vet. Oh, wow. And he was really going through it.
You were telling me
about this. And we were trying to figure out how we could help him, and we couldn't really come up with solutions. So I just reached out to the patrons. I said, if anybody's a vet and can help this dude, what are your suggestions? And immediately people started coming up with, yo, tell him to holler at me. Someone sent me a card, said, hey, give him this card. He can call these people. Now, dude hasn't gotten back to me. I'd spoken to him a bit before that. He hasn't gotten back to me. I'm going to keep you guys posted. But, like, it was just a cool... I hope it was cool for this guy to see, like, he is a part of a community that cares about him. Yes. Even if he doesn't know them physically.
That's the point of this, man, on so many levels, is the idea, like, you have this extended community.
Yeah.
You know, there is something that you're a part of, and I think so many people could be isolated, especially now. It's so easy to be isolated. Like, some people work at home. Right. They don't got to leave home ever. They can never speak to anybody, and, like, that shit will kill you, that isolation. Yeah. So the fact that you're part of this greater thing where you're having discussions about the shit we're talking about, you're interacting with us, you're building up the hype to these events like we had today. Right. Like, we can't hype this event without the Asshole Army. Yep. Asshole Army gets behind this, you know, pushes everything, gets the momentum going. So it's like, it's just crazy to see what we can do. So I'm so stoked for all y'all that are a part of it, man. Patreon.com/flagrant2. You know, if you want to be a part of the Army, we would love to have you. Go join up. Let's talk about Kareem Hunt kicking a bitch. So here's the thing. It's one of those videos where everybody's watching, right? And we're all doing the guy thing, which is, oh my God, this is horrible. You could never do this to a girl. How dare you? This is so awful. I'm saying out loud.
Okay.
Out loud. Oh my God, this is so this is the most evil thing. You could never hit a girl. I'm so flabbergasted by this. And then you watch the video. Put it this way. The dude is a professional athlete. I'm sure he could kick harder than he kick, right? Like, this dude is clearly he pulled up on the kick. Did he not?
Yo.
That's not even an extra point.
It was, honestly.
That's not an extra point.
The shoves were mad hard. And I was like, yo, this dude.
The shoves bothered me more, son.
Yo, the shoves bothered me more. And then I'm not lying. I was like, yo, this dude is wilding. He's not going to be in the league. When I saw that kick, I chuckled because it was such a weak-ass kick.
It was adorable. Didn't even move her. It was
just like, bitch.
Yeah. Like, it was like, I need to do something to you because you slapped me in my face. It was like, I need to do something as payback to you, which is stupid. You never hit a woman. Don't kick one either.
He should be banned from the league.
I'm curious about that. You think?
I mean, listen, I got not like he should have been cut by the Chiefs.
He did.
No. I'm saying they did the right thing.
You see his fake-ass apology that the NFL made him do?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude, this is the most set-up apology on ESPN you've ever seen in your life. The entire thing, every question is completely set up, especially the last question where the lady and a woman asks him. It's a woman interviewing him. And he's like, you asked for this interview. He goes, how do you feel about it? I was wrong. He goes, why'd you do it? Doesn't matter what happened. It was wrong. What did she say to you? What you do? Oh, it doesn't matter what she said. I should never do it. It's wrong. And then she throws this in here. She goes, did the NFL ever reach out to you about this incident? Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh, no. No, that never happened. I don't know anything about that. The NFL is innocent in this. No, absolute. Which says to me, wow. The NFL hollered at him, and they were like, yo, nah, we're not doing none of this. The Chiefs hollered at him like, yo, we're not doing none of this, right? And then the video came out, and the NFL and the Chiefs trying to save face, they said this. They go, listen, you have a chance to play in this league again.
Yep.
If you do exactly what the fuck we tell you. And let me tell you why he did. Because this ain't like basketball. You can't go to Europe to play football. You can't go to China to play football.
Great point.
There's one place you could play football. You could play in Canada, but you're not going to make no motherfucking money. So you're going to get CTE for a fucking Whole Food salary, okay? There's one place, it's the United States of America. So they said, say this, and he said, oh, I will absolutely be glad to say this.
I'll do what I got to do.
And you know who I think released that video?
He's doing his bid right now.
Oh, he's doing it.
He doing his bid for the boss. You know what I mean? NFL out here like Avon.
Take the charge, son.
We'll take care of you.
Take the charge,
We'll take care of you. Just do what the fuck you got to do.
You know who released this video? And I got no proof for this.
Who?
The Rams. I think the Rams.
I can't discount it.
I think the Rams felt that heat. I think the Rams felt that heat when they played, because they played.
Yeah. It was one of the greatest games ever.
Pretty monumental game when you think about it.
Yeah.
Could have gone.
He balled out too.
Could have gone either way when you think about it. We don't want to roll those dice again in the playoffs, do we? Hell fucking no. How do I take away one of their pieces, right? Do I go after Mahomes? You think he hit a girl? No, he talks like Kermit the Frog. There's no way he could hit a girl, right? Unless it's Miss Piggy.
You know who else could have done it? The Chargers. They're one game back in the same division. Just had a great comeback win. This was after the fact, but a great comeback win against the Steelers.
You know who would have some connections with TMZ, an LA-based news organization?
Ooh.
Maybe those Los Angeles Chargers? Or maybe those Los Angeles Rams. Now, again, this is all hearsay, but like Akaash has said many times on this show, there are billions of dollars involved in this business.
Yep.
This is corporate espionage.
You can't discount any of this.
You cannot discount any of this. Yeah. A rival wouldn't get access to a video or hear a tweet or hear a convo. Because that girl that got kicked, she got male friends.
You know, it's a good parallel I could draw.
What if it was a male friend who just had a fantasy league that he wants to win? What if that male friend was literally, it was him and another person. The other person had Kareem Hunt, and he was like, nah, I'm not losing this year. I got to get a tattoo of the team I hate the most on my back if I lose. Fuck this. Check this video out.
Oh, fuck. I forgot what the fuck I was going to say. That got me. Oh, man. You know what? Oh, this is what I was going to say. We see politics. Politics is dirty business. Oof. Politics, they do exactly some shit like that. You know, it's a pretty political position. NFL head coach, NFL GM. You got to keep people happy. You got to produce. Otherwise, you're out. I'm not saying it happened, but I definitely can't discount what you're saying. The NFL is a fucked business, and if anybody acts like it's not, you're crazy. Here's one thing that I don't like. A lot of the grandstanding on the abuse videos from, like, NFL journalists and whatever, and it's like, bruh, we know the game we love is probably has a direct correlation with all the domestic abuse that happens in the NFL, more than any other league. And CTE makes people violent, and your game is inherently violent. So I'm not going to celebrate these dudes. I think Kareem Hunt should have got cut, but the grandstanding and the finger wagging and all that shit, turn that finger back on yourself a little bit, because I have a hard time understanding. I'm a massive NFL fan, and this does fuck with me. I'm like, yo, I am making a decision. Now, these guys are grown men, and they make the decision to play.
Yeah, they're consensual.
If I'm not supporting, there's not millions of dollars to make. They probably don't play.
I mean,
if we're not supporting as people.
Yeah. No, that's a good ass point. You know, it's. Do you think he'll ever be on an NFL team again?
I think so, because he did this.
He apologized. He took full responsibility. Yes. He ain't said anything.
Yes.
And
Ray Rice didn't do enough.
Also, she was knocked out.
Yeah, true.
Right? Like this, at the end of the day, we could act like there's no difference in violence or whatever like that. There is a difference in physical acts of violence. Regardless if you want to admit it or not, there is a difference. And the way that he kicked that girl versus the way that Ray Rice knocked his fucking wife unconscious and then dragged her out of the elevator like a caveman, right? The way there is a difference between those two things.
That video hurt me to watch. The shoves bothered me.
Yo, the shoves, but don't put your hands on a woman ever, right?
And they were like,
but
yo,
nobody
you
said
a
don't
fucking
put your feet.
strong.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, all I'm trying to say is, Akaash, if you kick a girl, does that consider punching?
Me?
Because your feet are hands.
Oh, okay, I got you.
If you ball up your foot,
I got you. Slap her in the face. Just reach my foot across her cheek.
How dare you talk to me like that? It is an interesting thing. We'll see if a team ends up picking him up. They're gonna have a huge PR campaign. Like Kareem Hunt got to do a lot more work before he gets. It's not just one apology. It's like going to therapy, becoming like an activist. You know how like Vic was an activist for dogs?
Yep.
Kareem Hunt got to be that for girls to get beat up.
He's gonna do all of it.
He got to do every single one of it. He got to reconcile with Shorty.
Here's how I know I ain't shit, because I was like, yo, if he does all that and the Cowboys pick him up. That's everybody. If you really invested in the team, everybody's like, yo, go through them steps, be a better. I want to believe. If I believe you're a better person, I'm good with it.
Let me tell you what every single GM in this league said when they saw that video. He ain't kicking that hard, bro.
They seen worse. I promise they seen worse.
This is tap.
Promise they seen worse.
Come on, son. Come on. Now, look, if an actual NFL kicker...
Here's how ineffective
kicked a
kicking
girl,
is.
right? Like if an NFL kicker kicked a girl, that's a weapon. Fam.
And the punter was like holding her like the top of her head, and then he just took a running start and just,
son, that shit, bro. And there's someone at the end of the hall doing fair catch, like I got her. like that shit, you cannot come back from, son. You can't come back from.
Yo.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't come back from if you're a professional kicker and then you screaming at the guy holding. I said braces in, not braces out. Braces in.
Faces in.
Faces in. I was going for one like laces. But I didn't get it. I was so close. It was so quick.
Oh, my God. Yo, we need a Patreon. Thank God we have one.
I know. Let's be clear. We do not condone hitting women ever.
Come on, son.
Ever. I know. Just, put
What
it
if
up,
Hitler was trans? Like, what if Hitler became a woman?
I'll hit a bitch. That's the only time.
But we wouldn't condone it on this podcast. We, as Flagrant 2, as a corporation, would not condone it.
You gotta hit Hitler, bro.
You know why it wasn't a hard kick? Because he leaned the other way. Like his head went right, and then he kicked his left. That's not a hard kick. That's a bitch.
Alex on his phone.
No, I'm really starting to get soft like
what?
Chris. Yeah.
No, I know you are. You're really concerned. Yeah. But it's like
you followed that bitch out the room, fam.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't believe it.
You know what it was?
She was a white
woman. This is what it was.
That's why you got a soft spot for it.
This is what the kick was. It was get off my lawn, right? You know, like the grandparents go, "What these kids doing? Get off my goddamn porch."
You ever had? You see my little dog when he like climbing up on me. It's like get off me.
Kicking a little dog.
Yeah,
like take that shit off.
Get off me.
Yeah, like a dog's humping you or some shit.
Yeah,
get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, or a parent kicks you. Like it's like, come on, go do something with your life. You know,
I don't think we're making it any better.
What?
I don't think we're making it.
We should find other ways that he kicks it.
We just kicked a dog, and now parents are kicking
because it wasn't a full kick. You know what it looked like? You know what it looked like? It looked like you're parking your bike and then you put out the kickstand. That's what his leg went out like. Bah! That's it. Just bah!
You know what it looked like? You know when your tire's low and you just trying to like tap it to see like how much air I really got in that tire. Like you just trying to see how much air he got. That's it.
That's good. God.
All right, what other kicks do we have?
I don't know.
How he kicked it? He just kicked it. He kicked it like. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, this whole thing?
Yeah, that's just
someone's like what do you do when you're gonna go look at a car but you're not really interested in buying it for sure? You just want to kick the tires. That's what he was doing. Maybe he was just inspecting this bitch, just kicking
like,
the tires.
Like after you fuck and you want a glass of water, but you don't want to get up. You just give it a little nudge.
Then you kick a girl in the back?
No, you get the
Jesus,
the
Alex.
this
guy's a
you're a monster,
bro.
It's the
just kicking girls in the back.
Nudge.
Yo, we don't condone this.
Yo, bro.
It's the friendly nudge.
What podcast you think this is, bro?
Seriously.
God, this is Flagrant 1,
It's
dude. I can't believe you're out here Flagrant 2 and things.
It's just a friendly nudge.
Yo, I'm telling Chris.
Yeah, bro. We got to tell people, bro. This is too... You crazy,
Oh,
yo.
shit. My shoe went down.
Damn, son. That shit was scary.
He sabotaged you. He gave you.
You really did.
All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, because another podcast got to come in.
Yeah.
All right.
We do this to them every week.
Say again?
We do this to them every
Who's coming in right now?
A King and them.
Oh, shit. My bad.
Who's that? Horrible?
Nah.
Then we don't do this to them every week.
Yo, this has been Flagrant 2. Okay? Thank you so much for kicking it with us.
Hey man, this is a nice laid back. You just kick back
It's a
and
kickback, yo. Listen, Flagrant 2 is a kickback. That's really
just
what it
kick
is.
your feet up
Yeah.
on a bitch and relax.
That's
we
it,
just
bro.
kicking it.
That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. So we can't wait to kick it with you next week. Obviously, the patrons will be kicking with you on Friday, but you know, it's really
Guys, real quick, these are just jokes, all right? This is just for kicks. It's not supposed to be offensive. It's just for kicks. We're just doing this, just kicks and giggles, you know?
bro. Yo, completely separate night. Completely. Then we gotta get.
We gotta hurry up because we about to get kicked out.
No, I know we about to get kicked out. We gotta do it. But yo, on my way here, I'm literally watching this skateboard do this kickflip, right? And this motherfucker was flipping and kicking, bro. He was kicking and flipping and kicking.
Oh man.
Okay, man. Listen, we don't have a Kickstarter. We got a Patreon. So Patreon.com/Flagrant2. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Keep it tight, motherfuckers.
Yeah.